I'll start. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it. We're here.
So what happened with Hillstone, which is
I love Hillstone.
a fancy lakeside restaurant kind of near here? in
I
Orlando?
will say, though, that I did have a little more of my heart in it when it was Houston's. But I'm the oldest of the show, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm the granddad of a mediocre time or a corporate time, then I went more there. I went to it more when it was Houston's than I did Hillstone. After the name change, I only went there a handful of times, maybe twice, and I think both with you.
With me?
Yes.
At Hillstone.
At Hillstone.
I really went to lunch twice with Kramer.
With Kramer at Hillstone.
That's the only time. And then I went with Brett Bushy one time, I believe.
Yes.
And it was
I think I went with Brett one time when we were discussing.
And the price all blew my tees off.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn.
It's an expensive, expensive restaurant. And my wife, I think I took my wife there.
Why is this lunch $130 for two people?
I think I took my wife there one time.
Crystal wanted me to take me or her there.
I love it. I love that
like,
restaurant.
what are you going to eat?
A salad, apparently.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened with the salad?
Like everybody's saying that there's some big to do at the old Hillstone.
So it appears this man went there. I guess he claims he's ordered this salad for over 20 years, even back when it was Houston's.
Damn,
and he would get two, so he'd get one for him,
man,
and then he'd bring one home for his wife.
It's the salad that's so good.
Yeah.
I've been eating it for 20 years, and I have to order two at a time.
Yeah.
It's that good.
So far,
I got to get this salad.
So far, just from what you said, sounds like a dumb old man.
He is 61 years old.
Oh, yeah. See, one of our chat room people said there are a lot of hot people in there. I was going to say, my take would be new.
Maybe the servers? I don't know.
There's a lot of old people in there.
And at that point, the server told the man that they cannot offer him the salad to go. It's their policy, which he explained like, that doesn't make any sense. I've always got it to go. So then a manager got involved. They kind of went back and forth. They called the police on him, trespassed him, and he's no longer allowed to go back to his establishment and get the salads.
Oh, my God. He broke the 20-year streak of the two salads every
And
Thursday.
then he made a social media post about it, of course.
You know, that's the most impressive thing here, is that a 61-year-old man made a social media post about Hillstone. Yeah. There are good things. You got to look for the silver lining here.
Just from those details, I blame the old man, and I'll explain.
Okay.
Is because
I think I want to blame the old man too, because I like this restaurant.
And now he's going around to different restaurants and taking pictures of him getting food to go and posting it on social media.
There were other people
to be petty,
because it isn't a good look for the restaurant. I'll say that it is not a good look for the restaurant. And being petty, that's not a good look either, and that's coming from me, Mr. Petty. Or Dan Petty, as I call myself.
Careful there. Tom Petty.
American.
Well,
Tom Petty's sitting across from me, and this man's not petty at all.
Tom's not petty.
Yeah, not at all. He doesn't have a petty bone in his body. But I do want to go. I'm with you. I want to lean towards he couldn't accept the fact that the policy might have changed, right?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds
and then he wouldn't leave. Like, that's what I don't understand.
He's digging in. He's digging in.
It's like, no matter.
Oh, I got the dig in, Gene.
I've been totally I've been mad at companies before, but
you don't dig in.
What they're saying makes no sense because of what they did, but usually I blame it. I'm like, all right, it's the person I'm talking to. It's either new or this person's an a-hole or whatever. But I damn sure don't sit there and be like, well, I get what I want.
Right.
I'm like, I asked what I wanted.
What kind of salad was this?
They say
we gotta get the salad, dog.
They don't do it anymore. And then I say, I have two decisions. I either order something else or I leave.
No.
And then I never go back. And then I never give the place my money again because I'm mad at them. I damn sure don't just stay there until they are forced to call the cops and trespass me. What the hell are you doing?
And by the way, once they say they're calling the cops, I'm leaving.
Well, no, here's
I'm not waiting around for the cops.
Hold on, let me tell you what I heard, okay? And this is all hearsay. I'm gonna blame it on my wife. This is the way my wife explained this story to me while me and Maisie were eating Nutri-Grain bars. My wife told me that he ordered the salad. They brought him a salad. He's eating a salad. Then he ordered another salad to go for his wife. Right?
Yes.
Okay. They said, no, we can't give you a salad to go. And he said, well, and this is what my wife told me.
Uh-huh.
Can I just order another salad? And they're like, well, no, we can't let you do that either because we know you're going to try to sneak it out of here.
Yeah, he's going to try and get around the rules.
And then he said, how could I sneak a salad out of a restaurant? You see what I'm saying? It seemed like maybe there was an exchange here.
I blame Houston's or
right.
Hillstone's
Don't call it Houston's. Now we're getting sued by Houston.
I'm with the dumb old man.
Okay.
Because now I'm mad at Kiki's because...
the BLT again?
No, it's my club.
Not the BLT!
My club sandwich.
I can't do it! Not after today!
I'm with the old man because now I'm mad.
It was a club sandwich,
It was a club sandwich. They refused to cut in enough
it's their policy,
cuts,
Tom.
And they said that's their policy. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I just want the sandwich cut again. And then they're like, we cannot do that.
No, where was I? Hold on.
Yes, you can. I know you can.
Where was I last time on this argument? Because we do so many shows and I smoke so much marijuana, I can't tell you where I went on this before. And I want to have a level of consistency in my arguments. So I'm going to say I'm with you on the Kiki's thing. A club sandwich is 4 pieces. And if you can't put it in 4 pieces, then good day. I'm gone.
Now, here's, you know what? I'm back to blaming the old man because when...
Well, that was fast. That one hurt. That one hurt me. That was fast.
I'm a truth seeker trying to find what the truth is.
Let me give you the end. Okay, so this is the end of the story. This is what my wife told me. Again, all from my wife, not from anything other than just her blah, 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 blah. She said he asked for the salad to go. They said, no, you're going to sneak the salad out of here. He says, there's no way I can sneak a salad out of here. That's preposterous. Then they asked him, can you just pay and get out of here? He said, gladly, I'll pay and get out of here. He pays. He settles up. As he's going outside, goes outside, cops are there. That's what my wife told me.
Oh, then that's ridiculous if that's what happened.
But
I guess I am.
Why is that their policy?
What, no salads to go?
Right,
you don't want wilted lettuce on the streets?
During the full quote-unquote lockdown, everybody had to do food to go.
But we're open now, Sam.
You get more money. He's paying for more
food.
We're
open now, Sam.
I don't get it.
I think it's a branding thing for Hillstone because they're considered so fancy. They don't want to give their salads to go because then
this isn't a salad shaker from McDonald's. This is Hillstone, for Christ's sake, Sam.
Because
salads hate money.
They don't keep well, and then someone's going to take a picture of a wilted salad at their house and then be like, "Look at this Hillstone salad," and that's bad for their. It's probably some.
Well, this isn't much better.
No, I know.
But the cops, I think the cops are like taking photos with him and stuff.
Yeah,
Tracy's
they were fine.
saying, and everything was fine. So it all worked out in the end.
They said he left immediately. There wasn't a big deal.
No, it's just kind of a bad look,
but
I do want that salad. Or is it a good look? Maybe it makes me want the salad more because
I am intrigued to know what kind of salad, and I can't find that.
It's got to be a Cobb salad. It's got to be a Cobb salad.
I'm going to look up their menu real
quick.
The
only salad worth ordering 2 of is the Cobb salad.
What I'm mad at is the waiter or waitress but they probably got yelled at by their manager.
Don't blame them.
Yeah. You know what?
Why would your manager yell at you because you put a salad in?
Because you broke the policy.
Container. Yeah. That's what the waitress told me at Kiki's that time, where she couldn't cut it in 4s, my club sandwich, because they have to. It's their policy to present it in one way.
You could have just cut that yourself, and you were being a baby.
I did. But it was so dumbfounded that they couldn't just cut it. It was that they were so stuck in their, like, this is presented this way. It doesn't matter what you want. We present it. And then I was like, well, I
bet it was the Thai noodle salad.
Could you just
Butler's saying it was 2 different salads. It sounds like he's got some inside information.
Butler, get in here.
He's outside yelling at his wife.
He's on break again.
Abraham Dragon Friend says high-end places are like kind of set up for 0 to go. Is Hillstone trying to achieve maybe a different? If that's their deal, I get it. If you want to be what you want to be.
But Samantha's correct in the fact that we just went through a pandemic. Everything was to go. For sure, Hillstone was to go to keep running their business running. I'm not sure if that's the case. I would just assume they did to-go orders during the pandemic at some point. So
I would like it if they
hard
didn't.
No on salad.
I would like it if they didn't. I would like it if they're like, we are not. We will shut down until we can do dining room only.
It just when things progress to a point where you're calling the cops, I always think to myself, like, couldn't some adult diffuse the situation in some manner and make everybody happy? I feel I could be in a situation and figure out a compromise with almost anything. I think, like the guy, like, he's like, I want a salad to go. I've been getting it for my wife for 20 years. How large are your
pockets, old man?
Couldn't
open them up. Start stuffing his pockets with romaine lettuce.
couldn't you? Okay, say
open
listen,
your mouth. Here's your dressing.
I'm really sorry, sir. We recently changed the policy. We no longer offer salads to go. But here's an alternative that may make you happy.
Here is a
Something.
non-binary salad.
A gift certificate. You give a discount on his lunch.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
something.
comp your first salad.
I don't-
Whatever.
something.
Sir,
How-
I took the luxury of going into the kitchen, taking a picture of the salad you want, and turning it into an NFT. Here.
Like, I hate when people rely on principle for nothing.
I have 12
Well, it's
mutual
not for
friends with this
nothing.
guy on Facebook.
It's not for nothing. It's for their job.
No, but I'm saying the man, like, because eventually you get to someone they can make a decision and break the rules depending on the situation.
It'd have to go to whoever implemented the new
manager,
deal, wherever it stops. You know, it probably isn't even
Hey,
the
he's
manager.
friends with Super Dave.
like,
Dude, I bet Super Dave can get a salad to go because he's got that yank.
Yeah.
like even
Oasis definitely salads to go.
Dude, Super Dave in his slingshot, eating that salad, going down Mills Fitty, like, whoo!
it's even with our own company, right? Like many a times there's been situations where like someone emails us and they're like, hey, I forgot. I thought I canceled my BDM. I've been a BDM for like, this whole year and I didn't want to or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's obviously, it's on them. Like they signed
made
up
the
and they
mistake.
made a
They're like,
mistake.
I really
whatever.
need this money.
But it's like, but can I get my $35 refund or whatever? Now,
they will get it.
Now, technically, we could be like, no, this was on you. You could cancel at any time.
Yeah, I'm
This
not your
is-
mom.
But we don't do that. We're just like, yes, fine, here's a refund. And then move on with our day.
Yeah,
What's
just better?
There's besides from the $35 that's in it for us, we're also pissing someone off that could probably tell like, hey, they're unreasonable or these guys are a-holes.
But normally these
doesn't
types
make any
of things,
sense.
what happens is, like normally...
make people happy.
At least the ones that I witness, normally what happens is that it becomes like a smart-off competition. It's like you're now implementing the same level of respect that you have online, but you're doing it in public. So you start quipping. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem is that, and you don't do this, and good on you for not doing it. You'll just be like, okay, well, I don't like that. Processing it. Well, I'm probably gonna leave now. This isn't good.
It's better for
it's better for everybody.
What I get so mad at is that not about like, and people are like, well, it's the principle of the matter, or it's this is the rules of
You
the
hate
rules.
principles, I know.
No, it's not even that. But it's like it's better
Except
for
Principal
you.
Skinner from The Simpsons.
Like selfishly, what you're doing is worse for you. It would be easier for you just to make the compromise, make them go away and go on with your
Yes.
day and forget about it. Like, so that's what I don't understand. There, people are making it worse for themselves by escalating the situation, and
Yes.
that's what I don't understand. It's like, are you selfish or not?
Well, it's
like,
also-
or do you care about yourself
it's
or
also
no?
a giant waste of time.
So I found another story.
Yes, digging in.
He did order one chicken salad and one Caesar salad, which is like those are basic
I've
salads.
had
dude.
both
You can
of
get
those.
those anywhere.
I
So
don't
after
know.
he was denied the to-go order, the friend that was with him decided that she was going to attempt to order the salads for in-restaurant dining, but the server did not believe the intent
Right, I told
of,
you.
of
I told
either
you.
eater and denied both of them salads again.
Oh my God, they lied about their salads.
Hold
Andrea
on.
was right. That's hilarious.
Does Hillstone offer, like, if you're not
You
finished?
you can do anything you want at Hillstone. You just can't, they have a really strict don't lie about your salad policy.
No, so if
Deceitful salads, man.
do they have to go containers if you're not finished with
They
your
must.
lunch?
Because
Everybody does, right?
they said, according to Woodburn, the manager told him that the restaurant would not let him order a salad for in-restaurant dining and alluded to the possibility of Woodburn asking for a to-go container once the server delivered the salad. So they must have to-go containers.
Well, I mean, if you didn't finish your $19 Monte Cristo,
Can't take it
or
with
what-
you.
yeah, well, are you crazy? I'm putting that in my pocket.
So if I order,
That food's good, dude. They got good food. I'm taking that stuff.
can you order a
cursed.
salad and then ask for a to-go
I guess
container?
not.
I mean, either way, this has been fixed, right? Like either way, like
That's stupid.
as we sit today, you can get a to-go salad
know what?
at Hillstone, right?
I like Hillstone now.
I
because,
like Hillstone. I like overpriced IPA.
Because I like the fact that they're like, you're not allowed to take this out of the restaurant. We will call the police.
Okay. Sam, you're going to be mad at me, but...
How could that be possible?
Okay.
You ordered it's yours legally.
You're going to be mad at me, but Tom's going to understand what I know because Tom and I are just a little bit weirder than you. But there is a part of me that really enjoys a disappointed old man. Disappointed old man doesn't get salad makes me laugh. That's funny.
So they were saying they don't offer to-go salads, and you're not even allowed to take your salad that you ordered at the restaurant if you didn't finish it to go? That's what they're saying. They're like, you're not allowed to leave here with salad in a to-go container.
Not on my watch. Now, Twisted Movies in our Twitch chat room. We're live on Twitch every single day, and I just forget to tell you guys. Twitch.tv/Tomedy on live. Twisted Movie says it's hilarious because in Europe, no one takes their food. They think it's gross. Is that true?
I think they also serve less food to people because Americans are big, fat, obese, and we get big portions.
I like that you said Americans are big, fat, obese. You just like play.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we are inherently the most overweight country in the world.
You're right.
You know what what I don't like about France is
not France again.
They serve salad with breakfast, and it's off-putting.
Like that.
No, there was an omelet with a side salad,
and
I'm like, what the hell is this?
This is where we disagree. I like a small mixed green vinaigrette, some fresh tomatoes in there with my eggs. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. It's fresh, man. Makes me feel, I don't like makes me feel light. Like my toes are fast.
I want some greasy hash browns. This is absurd, and I'm sure that
it's fixed now, right?
That the owner of Hillstone is mad because this is not good publicity for them. Because no matter what,
Hillary Stone is her name too, which is ironic.
It makes them seem somehow elitist and uncompromised, and also customers, especially if you're paying a lot, don't usually like not getting their way.
Well, Lord knows it. I'm sure nobody on the internet had an opinion about this, so it's no big deal.
This guy, he wants to sit down and talk to the managers because he loves this place. He's like, I want it. I was a customer for 20 years. I don't want to be trespassed. He's like, can we just work this out? And they won't speak to him.
They won't speak to. Oh, now I feel bad for the old man. Oh, I'm so
back on this guy's side.
So many emotions in this story.
Yeah.
Why are people so stupid? Why businesses?
No,
people
just love to argue, dude. People just love to argue.
How are you so dumb? The best business owners I've ever met, the most successful and the smartest, they want to squash whatever happens as fast as possible and make the person happy and move the hell on and keep going. Ask Craig. Craig has a no dud guarantee, right? And Craig's had people bring fireworks that are obviously not like his and whatever, and instead of standing there arguing with the person,
painted red.
Now, I don't suggest people do this because eventually
you're POS if you do that.
Yeah, but he's told me, he's like, yeah. I just give him the damn fireworks and get him the hell out of my tent so I can keep the business going. I'm not saying, call the cops. This person's trying. It's like, what the hell are people doing? Yeah. Again. It's better for you. It's better for the server, the manager, just to give the old man a salad. And now you cause this for what?
I was trying to think of a clever way to help him get that salad, sneak it out of the restaurant somehow, and I think I could.
I'm not a Hillstone again.
Hillstone has not only a dress code, but also dining guidelines.
Yeah, I love their dining guidelines.
They are cashless. You are not allowed to pay with cash there.
Yeah, that's a new thing. They didn't used to be like
their restaurant is not intended for large groups.
No.
So you can't have a big group there. No birthday parties at Hillstone.
No, it's only a fancy...
It's only intended for if you go there, you should go alone and be sad.
They don't want children there.
No.
Yeah.
While we consider special requests and modifications, they are not always possible, as they can impact the focus of the kitchen and the integrity of many
wheelchairs. No, they didn't say that.
I remember. I think I had to put on shoes.
You can't talk on your cell phone.
You did. There was one time I think we went there.
And they want your cell phone on silent.
There was one time we went there where I believe they did put a jacket on Tom. It was like an ill-fitting Masters, green Masters jacket.
Shoulder pads.
Huge shoulder pads. And then we laughed because you were sitting with Kramer, and it definitely looked like you were giving him the deets on the murder you committed.
Listen, it's
I love the restaurant.
It's not that good.
I love that
Never
restaurant.
been. Don't
I
know.
love it.
But I don't think I'll go now.
I'll take you. You don't have kids, do you?
No.
You want to go with me?
I don't know.
I'll
Can I get a
take
salad?
Not to go.
Oh, okay.
Not to go. You'll eat it there, and I'll. But you know.
Listen, I'm not that fancy. 100% of the time, I'd rather eat at Porky's Barbecue. Like it was better. Like
it is easy to get in and out of there. That is true.
I had some like some tuna, some fancy something, whatever. Like it was good. The food was good, but it's just like, all right, it was $45 or whatever for whatever I got for the plate, and it's like I said, it's a fancy ass restaurant. A lunch for two, if you had some drinks, is $180 or whatever, and it's like, but people go there if you're rich. And you want you want to keep.
By the way, that chicken salad's $21.
Oh
no.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Caesar salad, $12.
That's an expensive Caesar.
It is,
you know where I went, and Christine mentioned them, and they're not a client of ours, and I wish they would. I wish they were. You know how we do that now? I'm putting it into the universe. I wish we get to work with these people. I'm throwing it out there. Ravenous Pig, right down the road.
Yeah.
Christine gave him a shout out. I just went to their beer garden for Father's Day, is where I spent my Father's Day watching soccer in the Ravenous Beer Garden. You can go there. It's fine. And they got phenomenal food.
Never been there.
Try the pork rind nachos.
I don't like pork rinds.
Well,
Email
you don't
us,
need to.
Ravenous Pig. We'll give you 4 ACT commercials,
what do you
a
need?
web ad.
Let's work the deal.
Social media, $500 a
Butler
month.
on
Let's
it.
work.
He's your sales
Butler,
guy.
get a hold of Ravenous
He's on
Pig.
vacation.
I'm
I
a huge fan.
He's
I'm
on
just
vacation today.
I'm gonna yell out packages and the money.
Yeah, I love
and then
this.
you
This is the
just
way we're doing
call,
it now. Yeah.
And then
You
email
call us.
If you want it, you call us.
It can be this easy. I'll say the package and how much money a month. You email yes, and we'll just start invoicing you.
Oh,
Okay.
Christine wants to take you, and trust me, you don't even need to like pork rinds to like the nachos.
I'll try it.
I had I had a moment where the magnet pulled in my favor. We were driving to Ravenous Pig, and me and the family for Father's Day, and Andrea asked me what I wanted to eat. So I had to like pick that like quintessential dad meal, the thing that I wanted the most, right? On Father's Day. And I kind of channeled a little bit of my dad and a little bit of the things I like, and I definitely wanted some seafood. I wanted a fish sandwich. I said, I want a my sandwich. That's what I want. And damned if they didn't have it on the menu. And I would have never thought they would have it on the menu at Ravenous Pig. And I will one-up you, brioche bun, fresh veggies on it. It was amazing fish sandwich, and there's
Did you get it blackened? That's my favorite.
It was grilled with a little bit of their spice on it, but they made a spicy slaw. A homemade spicy slaw that went on top. That with a couple cold beers. Come on, man. Best Father's Day ever.
Anyway, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Daniel Lee Dennis, and I am an old man.
Let's do Weird Job.
All right. Hold on to your jobs. Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline Mortgage Solutions, StreamlineFlorida.com. While you have a ridiculous amount of equity in your house, you should probably refi, take some money out, pay off some credit cards or debt or whatever, get your finances together.
I don't care what you do with the money once you take it out.
Yeah.
You put it up your nose, get a jet.
Get a salad.
Yeah, I don't care what you do. Go buy as many salads as you can buy.
Interest rates are low. Maybe take your mortgage insurance or knock your total overall loan.
I'm glad
to
you didn't
15.
say knock your old lady out.
The 15-year, me and Daniel did it. StreamlineFlorida.com. Talk to Brian Zyman on his team.
Yep.
So, and by the way, anywhere in Florida, if you're listening to this, you can do it over the phone.
Not just here. And if you have any questions, show@tomandan.com. We'll get you straightened out.
So today's contestant, Brandy. How you doing, Brandy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Brandy, you're fine, girl. Such a good wife you would be.
Man, you just found the key to my heart.
Oh, that is my favorite yacht rock song of all time is Brandy.
So, Brandy, what's your weird job?
Well, I am the co-owner of a dating site for Jeep owners called Jeep-NDate.
All right.
Very niche.
Dude, you win. This is the weirdest. That is so neat. Is this almost like Only Farmers? Or Farmers Only?
It is. Just like Only Farmers, except you have to own a Jeep to be on our dating site.
All right. Oh, man.
Have you ever had anyone catfish you and say they had a Jeep, but they didn't?
Well, we look at every profile. So, yes, we've had people upload pictures of tacos thinking that was going to get them into our site, and it didn't quite work for them.
Yeah, that's a solid question. I jump on there, I upload my Suzuki Samurai, and you ask me politely to leave your website.
That's exactly what we do. My business partner, Victoria, is the gatekeeper, and she will make sure that you know that you are not allowed.
This is awesome.
Brandy, what made you choose Jeeps as a common denominator?
Ain't no creeps and Jeeps, dog.
Is it just because the Jeep community is so tight and tight-knit? And I see a lot of Jeep groups and parades and things.
They love a good small, not important Christmas
Jeep
parade.
ranch in Florida.
Yeah.
So what made you choose Jeeps?
Well, I purchased mine in February of last year, and I have been single for a long time. So I discovered a couple of groups on Facebook that were like single Jeep groups, but you can't find people in your area. So I teamed up with my partner, and we just decided in February we were at actually Jeepin' with Judd, which is put on by Grady Judd in Polk County, and we just decided, hey, let's do it. So within about a month, we had our site launched.
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
Jeepin' with Judd. I had
not
no idea
know.
that Grady Judd, everybody's favorite, some not favorite, gun-toting, shooting to the sky, rootin' tootin' sheriff was a Jeepman. I had no idea.
Oh, he is totally a Jeep guy. So her and I were talking, and we're like, we're both single. Let's, figure this out. And it's been fun. We've been to a lot of Jeep events, showing off and getting really good responses on the membership.
So how many, if you can divulge, I don't want to, blow up your spot or anything, but how many members would you say you have on your site?
We're almost hitting 1,000.
That is a lot. That's a lot of Jeep.
So do you find, Brandy, that the personality of Jeep owners are all kind of like maybe in the same Venn diagram, or so like there's some sort of trait
common bond,
like
theme that runs through all of them?
Because I do feel like people that have Jeeps. Daniel had a Jeep at one time.
I did, but I'm not cut out for the Jeep life.
Yeah.
The roof was too heavy as I was trying to take it off by myself. And it pushed me to the floor I was on grass, and it pushed me to the floor with just the sheer force of it, and it blew my balls out of my board shorts.
There's tools for that, right?
Yeah, there are.
So do you feel like the people's like Jeep owners all kind of have the same things in common, or maybe love for the outdoors, or like there's some commonality in them all?
Yeah, I believe that that's really why it's working so well. Going to the traditional dating site, it's really hard to really find the person that's got the same, interests as you do. So, Jeep owners, we call them a cut above the rest. A lot of them do like to off-road. Some of them don't. But I still feel like the Jeep community, it's kind of like the Harley community, right? Like, everybody just, everybody's friends with everybody. I mean, we have our Jeep wave. If somebody doesn't wave back, you get upset. It's kind of a thing. And understanding, what it's like to go to Jeep events and those parades that they do they just did one for the police officer in Daytona that got shot. Coming together as a community, they really do.
I will tell you, when we borrowed that Polaris slingshot that time from a power sports dealership we were doing business with, and I was driving it around, and I saw someone else in a Polaris slingshot.
Did you guys wave?
And we waved at each other.
Yeah, and you felt the energy. You felt the energy.
Camaraderie.
No, it's actual energy in the air.
Yeah.
It's almost
it was
like
they were like he saw me and we saw each other and we drove by and we were like nodded and we were like, there it is,
you're
buddy.
spending time in each other's heads at that point, right? I mean, you're connected.
Also, when I used to ride a lot more motorcycles, you always do that move when you drive by another motorcycle where it's 2 fingers down to the ground.
Two down to the ground.
Yeah, 2 down to the ground.
Yeah, 2 to the ground.
Which I have no idea what it means. I always assume it was some sort of,
what is the Jeep wave again? I forget what it is.
I mean, the Jeep wave is anything you want it to be. You just wave, but usually it's just lifting up 2 fingers off the steering whel and, like, nodding your head.
Okay, you give them a piece. I know that in a Prius, you're supposed to split your fingers and go. Like, I know that one. I know.
Yeah.
And I know the motorcycle to the ground.
Yeah. So, Brandy, what about the women Jeep owners? Because let's break these in 2 categories. Because like the guys that own Jeeps, because this is what the stereotype.
There's Jeeps, and then there's Jeeps with strings. Am I right?
So the guys. Let's start with guys. The guys that own Jeeps. I'm trying to stereotype them here.
Uh-huh.
I imagine they're like they love the beach, right? They go to the beach all the time. They like paddleboarding or mountain biking, any outdoors.
Kayaking.
Not so much fishing, surprisingly enough.
No,
I don't.
You can't fit a lot of rig in the back. The Jeeps are little.
Like I don't feel like they love fishing as much as they like just the outdoor and extreme sports. Like I feel like
now around downtown Orlando, a lot of the Jeep owners I've noticed, especially if it's an older Jeep, it's usually a single dad yelling at his children. I've seen a lot of that,
and then
it looks very abusive.
And then the girls that own Jeeps, I feel like
they're hot.
They're
hot,
but
most of them are hot.
They're like, I'm a bad bitch.
I like that though. I like the
bad.
I'm a bad bitch. Cowboy butts drive me nuts.
Brandy, are you a bad bitch?
I am a bad bitch.
I knew it.
Oh my God, that means you could grind my zipper off. That's what I'm looking for. That's why you got to get yourself a Jeep, girl, especially a standard Jeep, no automatic.
So am I right in my stereotype?
Oh, you're totally on target, 100%.
So what kind of? So you have the dating site. Is it a Facebook group?
It's an app.
Oh no, we're an actual dating site, and we actually just got introduced into the app stores over the last 2 weeks.
Congratulations!
So that's super exciting news. Yes, thank you.
That's freaking awesome, man. I love it when you see people do like this is like a dream kind of thing for you, right?
So let's.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on! I'm walking around talking about guys and girls and being single and Jeeps. I mean, what more can you ask for?
That's awesome.
Hold on, I just thought it like. Is there any money? Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the business of dating sites. So.
What about the headaches? Do you have to have
membership fee?
Yeah,
do you have to have a form that people fill out so in case something happens? Are you legally on the hook?
Does it cost money to enter?
It does. Yes, we're a premium dating site, so it does cost money. Right now, we have a special going on for like $119 for the whole year.
Okay.
Nice.
And then we do have monthly options and weekly as well. But you have to put 3 pictures up before we approve a profile. So there's actually a live person behind every profile. We're not getting scammers. A lot of dating sites, they load up thousands and thousands of fake profiles. And we have chosen not to do that. So even though we don't have, hundreds of thousands of people on there, every single person is somebody real behind it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'd rather be a part of something that is overly vetted than some free thing that's a bunch of BS nonsense and like non-serious trolls. And what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just pay the $100 because like you're trying to find a partner or at least someone to date. So I'd rather just pay the $100 than the free one. So how do you deal with the never-ending? Okay, Brandy, adults are just old kids.
Yes.
And they do not, and like I was under the impression that when you became an adult, that you somehow change and you're more mature and
smarter
and less petty and smarter. Yeah, but that is not the case.
No,
It's not the case.
I'm near 40 years old and I look around and it's a sea of fools and babies. And I'm like, my God. So how do you deal with the, I'm sure, drama, the creepos that get in there, the complaints from other adult people fighting with each other, all that stuff?
The funny thing is we really haven't had any of that. And I don't know if it's because of the questions that we ask, or if it's because we are a person behind the dating site. We've made it very well known that we're human back here and not just automated systems. So we haven't really had much drama at all.
Wow, that's pretty good. Maybe it's probably because of the $115 a year.
Yeah. When you got skin in the game, you're less likely to be a D.
When you make it $1.95 a month, the barrier of entry is too easy.
Well, we did have a guy who reached out to us, and he was having some issues getting women to talk back to him. And after we reviewed some things with him, we're like, dude, maybe you shouldn't share that much information up front.
What was he sharing?
I have elephantitis. I have horrifying elephantitis of my scrotum, and it continues to grow. In fact, this is month 3, and I'm right at 30 centimeters wide.
Yeah, let's just say he was writing his life story as his opening message. It was like a 1,000-word essay.
No, okay.
Dearest person I just met, I am madly in love with you.
So,
yeah.
What do you guys offer besides the vetting process and the community? Do you put up meetups and other things?
We are at Jeep events nationwide. If we're going to be, right now we're slow, so we're slowly growing.
Yeah, building.
So we're doing a lot of Southeast events right now, but we're putting together meetups at events to try to get people to come together in person. And come the fall, we're actually going to do more of a travel plan where we bring, 10 singles together, 10 women, 10 men, and actually go off-roading and do like a weekend in Tennessee.
That's amazing. Now, do I have to be single to join the site?
I mean, we would prefer it.
Or do I just need a Jeep? No, I'm serious because
well, you need a Jeep. Let's hope that you're single.
Let's just say I got a Jeep, and then me and my old lady. It's not officially done.
Yeah. But you're separated.
We're separated.
Yeah. But you don't live. You live in the same house.
We
but
do.
You're two.
We do.
You don't have enough money.
Different bedrooms.
Different bedrooms.
We're roommates. We're just roommates.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
She screamed that at me enough. She's like, "We're just roommates," and I'm like, "I know. I know."
But like,
we're gonna stay together.
Can we still bang? Because now we got a good opportunity here because I think this is going to work.
We're staying together for the kids, and don't breathe a word of this. We'll make them think we love each other until they both go off to college.
Because if we can still bang, I think that's how every married couple is with roommates and bang.
I love that. When my wife doesn't talk to me for weeks, but we do the F-word dance, I'm into that.
Yeah, because then you're like, I got best of both worlds.
Like when my wife doesn't talk to me and we make love, I'm like, this lady's awesome.
I can split the mortgage with this person and I can ping them.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we freaked out.
Brandy, so I got nothing.
He's dead.
That was the last question.
I apologize. Tom was about to go 3,000 on you, and he got nothing. But I remember
totally
the last
lost your train of thought.
I remember the final question. So what I realize this is a startup. I realize you have a business partner. You guys are doing this and probably working your butts off because we've done this. And we're continuing to. It's funny. I say we've done this. We're in this. Can you support yourself just on this, or do you need another job now to help prop up your dream?
We are pretty close.
Nice.
Our goal is by September or October. This is all we're doing, and we've got a lot of support from a lot of the Jeep clubs out there that are helping us spread the word. So, just a couple months, and we should be good to go.
That's awesome. That is really exciting.
I remember my question. Brandy, do Jeep owners get mad at the other Jeep owners that never go off-road with their Jeeps, that they only drive.
Pretty boys and girls.
Yeah, because
trailer queen.
Because there is something odd to me about people that have
why
Jeeps.
get the Jeep if you're not going to go off-road?
4x4 jacked up trucks, like big off-road tires, and
what are you
never.
talking about? We're the epicenter of the jacked up truck that goes only on concrete.
Yeah,
we are.
Did you guys go to Truck Week in Daytona?
I mean,
I heard about it.
I would have. I mean, like most people get all like bent out of shape, and like I like looking at weird cars and stuff. Look, it's not my car, but hey, do what you want.
I like how people get bent out of shape when these things happen, especially in Daytona, like all these weeks. And then there's all these incidences. By the way, we see them a lot more now because of social media. This stuff always happened.
Oh, yeah.
It happened since the beginning of these giant bike weeks, all these weeks.
MTV,
spring break. It's just we never saw them. So now you're seeing all the fights and because everything is on camera now. Anyway, that's what happens when a bunch of people come together and party. People get stupid. It's always, no matter what group you put together, it'll always continue to happen. Anyway, how do you feel about people that own Jeeps and never go off-road?
Well, I mean, there are the terms pavement princess that people use for both men and women who don't take their Jeeps off-roading. But, if you just enjoy driving it to the beach, then enjoy driving it to the beach. There's nothing like taking your Jeep naked and just driving. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've needed stress relief and just jumped in and went for a ride.
Sam doesn't know what that means.
No,
that
it's
means
like she's driving naked.
Doors off. Roof off, doors off.
I'm not a Jeep person. I didn't know.
Roof off, doors off is naked. I know that. I enjoy, I agreed. I enjoy driving my Jeep without the doors. The doors are like, removing the doors on a Jeep are very much
ripping
like
the sleeves off.
It's like flip-flops ripping the sleeves off.
Exactly.
It is. There is something very cool about it.
Sam, it's like taking your bra off at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that's what it's like.
100%. But if you ask me, I would rather see Sam's doors off than the Jeep doors off. Never seen that. We're going to need a bigger garage.
Yeah.
I feel like I couldn't be a Jeep owner because inevitably I just go doors off and no roof all time.
People do that and just let it get rained in.
Get rained in?
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
People
That
do
is
that.
how I drive my Jeep around all the time.
100%. But there's a guy next door to me in Baldwin who has a Jeep that if you look inside of it, it literally is like things are growing in it. He just drives his Jeep, everything off of it, and it's just a Jeep that he loves.
What, you get a wet ass on the seat?
No, it's got drain plugs and stuff. You can spray them out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can
You
get
drain
wet.
'em.
They can get. It's a Jeep, dude.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the morning dew when you come outside and everything's wet
little
inside.
Don't get
baby.
cloth seats.
Don't get a little dew on your chubbies, baby.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I get in this wet ass.
He's
Jeep, I'm like,
a
oh,
pavement
God.
princess.
He
No,
is.
I'm just,
There is a guy here that I don't think I've ever seen him put the roof on his Jeep, and I'm talking rainstorms and stuff. Now, he doesn't have. There's different models, but his doesn't have any carpet in it. His is just like, literally, it's a
rubber.
It's just a floor with holes in it, and like what appear to be plastic seats.
It's got to be Jeep brand. Like, what do you guys consider Jeep? Because that's a brand, right? Or
Yes.
is
It is. And we do allow, there's a lot of people that do go off-roading in Cherokees, and there's people that drive Liberties and Renegades and all the other Jeep brands too. So we do allow you to join as long as you have a Jeep branded vehicle.
Like a Jeep Liberty, though, when you look at a Jeep Liberty driver, you're like, right, you look at him a little bit like this guy listens to Foster the People. He's a little, he walks a little funny, dumb haircut, right?
I'm a Wrangler driver, but I have to plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah, I can hear. It's all right. It's all right. Keep your hate in your heart. Keep your hate in your heart.
What's the top modification that every Jeep owner does first? I mean, you get you go to the.
If it was me, I took off. I debadged the sides. I didn't want the Wrangler part. I took the Wrangler sticker off, and I just left the trail rated part.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I would say naming your Jeep is probably the first thing that people do. They all have names.
My Jeep's name was Epstein.
It was before.
Yeah, it was before. Nobody knew.
He just liked it.
Nobody knew. My Jeep's name was Cosby Epstein. My daughter thought of that name. I thought it was quite cute.
Listen, it's probably no surprise that I do not like naming your car.
You don't like anything fun.
Yeah, it's stupid to me. But what besides the name?
What's the name of your Jeep?
Mine is Daisy the Bougie Beast.
Daisy the Bougie Beast. Oh, Tom's mad at you. Tom is mad
Brandy,
at
you understand why I hate that so much, right?
No, I don't know why.
Well,
you
explain
would
it
do
to us,
that.
Tom. Explain to us why you hate a
first
Brandy.
you're an adult.
First of all, Brandy is a nice person who took time out of her day to call into our show to give us content. Explain
you're
to
a grown woman that has, you've done, adult things. I'm imagine with.
What are you talking about? Sex?
I'm just saying.
So you're saying if she's had sex, she can't use baby languages?
Because more than that. I mean, it's probably you've done a lot of
you've
things.
Used your face. Is what he's talking about.
Everybody's done things as an adult.
If you used your face, it's too far.
And I'm like, your name. You're like, this is my car. It's Brandy, or what is it called?
Daisy the Boozy Beast.
Daisy the oh God! Like my son's naming their stuffed animals. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, pretty much how it works.
Is that fun for you? What are you like? This is that fun? How is it fun? Explain.
The only problem that I have is now I can't hide because my front window says the Bougie Beast on it. So when people see me, they know it's me.
You took it a step further. You took it a step further and you put it on your vehicle, and I like that.
But Brandy, okay, hold on. Are you single, Brandy?
I am.
Okay, so I'm okay.
Tom is
I'm
saying
Tom
that
Van. I show up in my Jeep and I'm like, my Jeep is named Billy. What's your Jeep? And then
you gotta come up with a good one.
Are you gonna take me seriously? You're gonna be
because your name's
I'm an adult man.
It's one of the questions that we ask when you fill out your profiles. What's the name of your Jeep and why did you name it that?
I named it Billy because you need a goddamn name to join this site, and I just want the P word for girl part.
What if I refuse? What if I don't put? I'm not gonna.
I refuse to answer your question.
I'm an adult.
Sovereign citizen.
Sovereign citizen. I have a job. I'm not naming my Jeep. Can I say
there are people that choose not to name your Jeep, and we won't hold it against
they go into a special folder. They go into a special folder of never seeing boobs. Never seeing boobs. That folder.
We do have control over the logarithm, so we'll just see if you pop up to be out there for women to see.
They'll just bury you. They'll just throttle your
horniness. By the way,
Tom,
Christine in our chat, her Jeep's name is R2 Jeep 2.
No.
Yeah.
Crocs and Jeeps. Crocs and Jeeps. It's fun to talk about Crocs and Jeeps.
I'm curious, dude. If you're looking to hook up with someone on the Jeep site, I wonder if the Jeep plays into it, not just the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the Jeep an extension of your personality? Like, if you have
100%, because you're you decorate it, you upgrade, you do things too. I mean, most people that are true Jeepers they do something to it, whether it's upgrading the headlights or whatever.
It's why I have Tony
look at it is a part of your personality for sure, 100%.
You personalize your Jeep just like people personalize their Crocs. Why do you think I'm looking into these gibbets that have the Tom and Dan logo on them, so our listeners can put the gibbets, Tom and Dan gibbets in their Croc to let people know that they listen? Have some fun, man.
Are Jeep people Croc people too?
I mean,
they are.
No.
Yeah.
I knew.
Jeeps. I'm crocodile Jeeps.
I personally have not gotten into that trend yet, but yes, I've seen plenty out there wearing Crocs at off-roading events.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. You get a little mud in your toes.
So, Brandy, what's the name? Did you name the site yet, or plug the site?
Oh yes, it's Jeep-NDate.com. It's Jeep with a -N date.com.
Jeep-NDate.com.
Jeep-NDate. I love it.
You can find us in both app stores, the Apple and Google Play.
Cool, Brandy. Well,
thanks for the time, man. You have a very weird job, and obviously, Tom and I wish you nothing but the best with it. I hope you get super duper rich with it.
Well, thank you. I hope so too.
All right, Brandy. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great.
All right,
later.
Thank you.
You hate fun.
You do.
Okay.
You hate fun.
I just don't understand why is that fun? Like, I don't understand.
I don't understand why tending to all your plants is
It's
fun.
not fun.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. I've been meaning to tell you this.
Okay.
I don't have fun doing it.
Yesterday when I told you he sent me the picture of him hiding from his family around the corner, and then
It's just a distraction from his
Sam,
family. Right?
I kid you not. He's getting close to that lady that Bustecker knows that has thousands of plants. This guy's got hundreds of plants. Hundreds. And he's creating more. It's almost like he can't stop. It's like he's addicted to the process of it now.
Yeah.
It's
playing
very,
God,
it's
right? It's because he's playing God.
I haven't figured it out yet, but then I text him so he sends me the picture, and I go, "Oh, look at your plants." He's like, "I'm making you some plants. I have too many plants." Yeah, that's his personality.
Yeah.
I can hear it. And then I'm like, "This is awesome. You're having a good day." He's like, "This is not fun. This is what I do. I am
My
programmed
God,
to make.
man.
I make plants hiding from family, making plants."
I'm also not attached to him or whatever. Like, if my wife stomped them all one day, I'd literally,
Well, you know what?
I wouldn't even be angry. I'd be like, all right, you're free. I'm free.
I don't understand you at all.
I'm crazy. Anyway.
The idea, I'm crying. The idea of Crystal stopping them all, and then you're looking around, and then you're getting excited,
You
and
created your own prison.
and then you embrace her, and you're kissing her, and you're like, "I'm free. You freed me.
saved me.
Thank you. Thank you."
All right, let's take a quick break. Bye-bye.
You know, I was explaining to the lady at my 7-Eleven this morning. I love her. I have to see her every morning. I'm definitely I'm feeding into old man territory.
Okay.
And I have to talk to my 7-Eleven ladies, and she's a cashier. I do another thing with her that is weird. I wear a mask in her 7-Eleven because they have yet to tell her she can take her mask off. And because Tom is rubbing off on me, it makes me uncomfortable to have that freedom when she does not. So I wear it.
That's nice.
Because she asked me, "Why do you wear that?" And I go, "I wear it for you."
Yeah.
Does she care?
Probably not.
All right.
But it's just...
then it's weird.
Well, but it's what you do, because I'll ask, does the person care? Like, I'll be like, the person doesn't care if you hang up on them. You don't listen to their entire spiel on the phone, and you're like,
That's true.
I know, but I do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're rubbing off on me a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's
kind of
you know what? And I am being considerate. It's not like it's a bad thing. Anyway, I was explaining to her this morning about how, what we're going to talk about.
Scratch off?
Scratch offs, thank you. About how originally our business plan in the very first studio we had was to get our listeners to send us all
scratch off
tickets.
Yeah.
So in telling her that story, I bought us all scratch off tickets to see if we could win some money. Butler, get in
got
there.
us one apiece?
Yeah, I got us one apiece. I went
So
for
if I win, I get to keep the money, or do I
Well, I
get to
don't
split
know.
it with you?
I want to discuss that first. Do you need your glasses?
No one's gonna win.
All right.
I'll.
Okay. There you go, Butler.
I
And then
may-
give that to Sam, please.
Now, what do we consider? I would bet.
Okay, I knew you would like this because it's betting. Do you have any coins, Butler? Yes. Turn your mic on, buddy. Sorry about that.
I'll bet someone. Okay, because maybe you.
I'm gonna bet we get a ticket. Yeah.
You're gonna bet we get a ticket.
I'm gonna bet we get a ticket.
See, I'm leaning towards no one wins anything. That's the chances
This
are
is
highest.
the new
that.
I'm
Florida
going to say
lottery.
somebody wins $2.
$2. All right.
That's probably a pretty safe bet.
I
Are we
bet-
gonna scratch these with challenge coins?
Nobody-
Is that allowed?
Man, there's no
Nobody wins.
grit on the
nothing.
side of
Yeah.
these.
Is this stolen valor? Okay. Here
These
we
are just samples.
go. Okay. Here we go. Scratching. Scratch. $50.
What is the?
Can I scratch everything off, or
I don't know. I'm scratching.
Yeah.
Scratch it all.
You scratch it all.
Okay, let's see this.
Both
Hold on.
sides scratch it all. This is great radio. This is great radio.
I got a stanker.
Is it match?
Yeah, you got to match 2 in one row, and I got nothing.
2 in one row.
Yep.
50, 200. I got nothing.
Nothing.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-uh.
I might have something here. Hold on.
So, they both have to match for you to win.
Right.
Okay.
How much did you pay? You paid $1 for these? Okay.
Wait, what is it? I want to say, reveal 2 identical amounts in the same row that win that amount, or if you have a money bag.
I got no money
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah, I got nothing.
no money bag?
There we go.
I won.
Just a mess.
Nobody won.
You won, nobody won.
I'll get that.
I
dice
should have
later.
bet more money.
So when people do these, because the guy in front of me, another thing that kind of spurred me on to buying these tickets, He bought 100 of them.
Of those specific ones?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he spent $100.
That's an addiction, right?
Yes, yeah.
And he needs the. So what we just
Does he
did there.
sit down and do them all at one time, or does he
I don't
space
know.
them
That's
out?
my question. I don't know anything
Like
about
one a day to give you a little bit.
I really don't know much about scratch-off tickets other than I do enjoy them. Like today, that was fun. Kill a couple of minutes. We scratched it. It would have been like I was dreaming of winning $50. It'd be cool.
It's I always laugh at the guy that I used to repo cars with he swore by scratch off tickets, and all the time he'd be like,
There are a lot of people that do.
I won $500, and he'd buy the $20 or $50
it's
ones.
always the $20 ones, yeah.
And then every once in a while I'd be like, won $500, and I remember I was like, in my early 20s, I was like, oh my god, this is like, But as I've learned more about statistics and gambling and whatever, like
How many $20 tickets has he bought before he won the $500?
It literally, they print these and they know exactly how many winners they have.
They do.
And they make it so that they make more money than they give out. That's their business.
Yeah.
So statistically, you play, now can you win a big amount? Yes. It has people.
Okay, the odds are one.
If you play overtime, you will lose.
Okay,
just like slot machines and everything else.
Here are the odds. So we had 4 tickets. The odds are 1 in 4.72. I guess to win something, right? That's what they say. That's the hook.
Yeah, so you should have bought 5 tickets.
Yeah, 5 tickets. We probably would have gotten
something,
a ticket, or $2 or something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, it's actually with the whole gambling, we allow certain types of gambling, but the worst types, which is the guaranteed loss type, which is the regular like Florida lottery and scratch off and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we pick and choose. We're like, we can allow this type because we will make the taxes, but all the other type, that's bad. Like the type that you could actually get better at, and it's not just like I lost, but you buy this and it's a guaranteed loser.
Yeah, I do feel bad now. That's $4. It's and I spent my own money, not company money. Let's try voicemail. Let's go here.
Hey, Tom, Dan, and Sam. Tom keeps blaming flip-flops for his bad feet. And no, wearing stupid Crocs isn't going to solve it.
Damn.
You know what might solve it, though? Is washing your feet. I mean, we all know Tom just lets the soap run down his legs. Maybe if he, connected some soap to those feet. Who knows? Maybe there'd be an improvement there and you don't have to go all nerd dad with the Crocs on. Just a thought.
Sir.
BDM for life. Flip-flop for life.
The soap is not going to help the muscle and bone damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what hurts. I
think what he
feet
means,
hurt.
Although if you find some soap that fixes your collapsed arch, you'll make it.
I think what he meant though is I think what he was more alluding to is like
my dirty feet.
Well, no, possibly like cracked heels, like
crevasses.
I think he meant like giving him a good like a pumice scrub or even just a scrunchy, whatever that thing, loofah. You loofah them up real good, soap them up real good, rinse them real good, pat them dry, kind of just let them chill out a little bit,
moisturize.
Maybe a little cream.
You need that cheese grater. And
I don't like that.
And that's the only way to fix it. Crystal's told me, and she's had the cracks, and she uses like the cheese grater every day and the moisturizer, and they go away.
Well,
but you have to do that.
This guy says to do this.
Hey, this is for Tom's feet problems. You need to get baby foot off of Amazon. It's like some kind of crazy Chinese chemical.
Look up baby foot. Type in baby foot Chinese chemical and see what you get, and then go to images.
Is this the one that peels
baby
your
foot
skin
peel,
off?
Yeah.
Okay.
That will literally peel off all the dead skin
Let's do
from
that.
your feet.
I want to do.
It'll take like 6 days before it really happens, and then you will have pristine feet. Feels great, and also soak your feet for 20 minutes before you put on the baby feet.
Don't look at
great.
customer reviews.
It works, and there are no problems. It's great. Bye.
People in the chat room are saying definitely baby feet. I've never heard of the Japanese chemical baby feet before. He called it a Japanese chemical. He did leave a follow-up that I'm going to play for you now. It's an extremely hot topic.
People are posting their disgusting feet on these Amazon reviews.
Yeah, they want to show you.
It's a chemical peel, right?
Yeah, it's their chemical burners.
Amazon baby feet works, and my heels are pink. So it definitely works.
Is it a chemical burn? It's making your feet pink?
What made me laugh is that, and why I had to save that. Normally, if you leave me a tiny little throwaway like this, I throw it out. But there are certain things that just give me joy, like this phrase.
My heels are pink.
That gives me joy. I don't know why that gives me joy.
You can't use it on your feet if you have open sores or cuts, so that eliminates Tom.
I don't have no open sores.
Let me see
Come on, let me see your cracks.
No, they're not even that bad.
No, they're way better. They're way better. No, that's just old. Oh yeah, they're the road maps.
Maybe is worse. No,
you're
that's
good.
the other one. The other one.
You're good.
That one's pretty bad.
Your feet are dirty.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, they are dirty.
Not barefoot a lot.
You need to. Let's do it. I'll do it with you.
Man.
I need to do it too because I got that callus. See, I got this. Look, I'll take off my Croc. I got this one callus here. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a big soccer callus.
I'll never take the time to 20 minutes with some sort of chemical sock, and I'll never do
you
that.
Just do it while you're watching TV.
It's too much effort.
Sweet Tooth or whatever.
Yeah, you're
rubbing
watching an episode
baby
of
feet.
Sweet Tooth. You're soaking in the baby feet.
I don't care about myself enough to do these things that take a lot of effort. Like, I'd rather just ignore the foot pain or whatever and just keep my life going. Like, it's a mental illness because it's easy enough to take the 20 minutes to fix this problem I've been complaining about, but I'll just never fix it. And I'll just keep on going and keep asking everybody, why is my feet hurt? What can I do? And then they tell me 1,000 different things.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
That's your MO.
I'm just going to keep just doing the
I feel
same
like we've been doing that for like 11 years.
Yeah, it's when everybody it's a bad life
I
trait.
don't even know why I offer advice or anything anymore. I should just sit here and just be like, like quietly.
I will no longer answer any of your questions, Tom.
Well, I see it all the time. It's what bad at life people do. They go through their life making horrible decisions over and over.
Asking why.
And then complaining to everybody around them. Like, why is I have bad luck? Why is the world against me? Everybody's out to get me. Why is this happening to me?
What did I do to deserve this?
Ow, my organs. And then everybody tells them, like, what are you doing? You're drinking or whatever the problem is. Like, look what you're doing. This is how to fix it. And they give you a list. They're like, eat healthier, do this. And they're like, yeah. And then they're like,
so tired, so lazy.
Why is this happening to me? It's a bad life.
It's a terrible cycle.
You just look at it. You're just like, yeah. That's it. That's why. Mm-hmm. It's because you're an idiot.
Okay.
I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
Tactical Hat says, I was helping my boss find a leak in his roof once. I was up there in jeans, my ass burning like an MF, and he is walking around barefoot on shingles. He didn't have shoes until after 10 years of age in Vietnam. All right, that's a fun fact. I like that.
There are
tougher humans. Yeah, it's just a thing.
And now they won't live that long because it's like hard living.
I feel like there could be a sweet spot where maybe you lived in a pretty tough area. Let's say you did grow up in like some sort of Vietnamese village, but then somehow you came to America at like the age of 8. I feel like you got ultimate grit, and then you learn all this stuff, and then you could like literally do something super extraordinary because you got a little bit of both, right? Yeah. You got a little of that grit, and then you're here, and you're using that youth grit you got in order to navigate how cushy and lame it is here.
I've met some people, especially and I don't know why it's burned in my memory, but the concrete guy that did the concrete on the side of my house. Not Concrete Mike.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, when you cheated on Concrete Mike.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
say his
before
name.
I even met Concrete Mike.
Don't say his name.
Concrete Mike his Concrete Mike's a real man, and his hands are stony too, but not like this guy. This guy
is this the guy that liked to fly with the angels, if you know what I mean.
Well, this is the guy that's like he's raking. He's like, all right, he's like, I'm gonna start. I just got to go to my truck, get my head right. We're just smoke a joint. But I shook his hand, and his hands were puffy and hard as a concrete monster.
Well, the exterior,
and a rock monster from the Neverending Story.
It was rock monster hands. and I shook his hand. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
his hands were so concrete.
Outside of his hand is like the crust of a bread. It's like it's there.
And
underneath there is the muscles and the bone, but on the top you have this tough exterior.
Like an armadillo.
This was the morning that he showed up. He didn't even do any work, and he was somehow dusty. Like his hair and his face was dusty.
Yeah.
And I think it was just from riding his truck. And I was like, oh my God, why are you dusty? It's like 7 in the morning.
Well,
you haven't even done anything. And also, you're the most real man concrete hands I've ever met.
If you powder yourself enough, eventually you just become powder. I mean, Rob Zombie's always powdered because he's always with the undead.
And after he was done, I was like standing in my front yard and we were all drinking a White Claw, which he did not like.
You are, yeah.
And he told me a horny story. like how he was horny horny for his wife. And I was like, this guy's a real man.
Are concrete men the horniest guys we know?
Yes.
It's a real.
Yes. Have you ever seen me work with concrete?
No, I have not.
You should. I'm very good.
This
is not my first profession. I was originally going to be a concrete man because of my horniness.
Somehow,
it's just in the blood.
Like it does. It's not a what I've seen. And
no. The concrete Mike's in the chat room. He thinks you're talking about him, Mike. We're not talking about you.
There's another concrete guy.
Tom has been cheating on you with a new concrete guy.
No, that was before I met Mike.
He's got Pain Pill Pete now. That is his new concrete guy. By the way, he says is faster, but it's only because he's hopped up on his blue meanies. You're gonna.
Confession time.
No, Concrete Mike.
I'm sorry, I just got horny for Concrete Mike.
Concrete Mike, call in because I want to talk to you. All right, I don't want. You know what?
Concrete Mike just texted 2 things in our chat room. He said, first text, I'm always horny. Second text, to you, you son of a bitch.
Call in, Mike. I want to talk to you.
Then third text, he says, Tom never even offered me a claw. Oh, man.
Wow.
It was a morning.
Yeah, he needs it.
White Claws are amazing in the morning. It's like a pre-made mimosa.
But I didn't even have anything. My whole house was gutted. Anyway. So, Mike, call it. I want to talk to you about. I don't want to shame this beat. Okay. I saw a post and I almost started bullying this BDM. Then I felt bad because I was like, because everybody was. I don't want this to turn into something or make him feel bad.
You love bullying our listeners.
I know, but I held back because I was like, maybe he's gonna, take it too seriously.
Sorry to make you interrupt your work, Concrete Mike. I'm sorry.
He's in the chat. What is he doing?
He can chat and concrete at the same time.
Wow, talented.
He has to wait till it dries.
Well,
there's a certain waiting.
You guys don't know this. He wears an Oculus with Twitch on it while he's concreting.
Like concrete,
that's how good he is.
Concrete men, they like work hard, and then there's a waiting period. You know what I'm saying? Like you sit in your truck and you wait.
It's curing.
Anyway, there was a BDM that made a post, and I almost bullied him as a joke, but I thought anyway. And
my grandma died. Just looking for good vibes, guys.
And you're like, I want to bully this guy.
He took a post of himself, and he's like, I had to go to the hospital today, first day on the job, and I almost fainted.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah. So I was going to be like, you had to go to the hospital because you almost fainted? Daniel almost faints every day.
Dude, I faint. Are you crazy? I fainted. That was a faint. I fell and almost killed my mother's dog. I fainted.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Concrete Mike is working hard as hell with stage 2 cancer right now.
Oh, man.
He doesn't know about it, but it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there. It's been in there since he was born.
I was just going to bully the guy for going to the hospital for almost fainting because to me, that seemed like a ridiculous reason to go to the emergency room. But then I felt bad because I was like, what if he'd had some sort of problem, whatever.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the line with us now, the horniest man you know, Concrete Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
AKA coaching.
So I think it's because and I've said this before, everybody growing up in my life was a real man.
Yeah.
And and that it was like Florida real man.
Dad,
diesel mechanic.
Is this where you ask Mike to be your new father?
No, I'm always somehow like I like real men that do hard that do hard ass jobs.
You admire it, you do.
You're horny for it.
Yeah. And it's something alluring to me, even though I'm not that. At all.
My God.
I'm so soft that I'm just, working. I don't work hard at all.
Yeah.
and the mentally hard, but that's not the same thing. I tell my wife that she doesn't respect it.
I was using the old mentally hard excuse with Andrea last night, and it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it wasn't going anywhere.
No one respects it.
It never gets traction, and I want it to. I'll keep trying it until I die.
Yeah. So, Mike, if someone goes to the emergency room for let's say someone's on the job and they feel like they're like, I almost fainted. Are you going to tell them like, oh, you should go home, or
could be a heart attack?
Are you going to just say, get back to damn work? That's ridiculous. What have you seen people work through? That's basically the question.
I mean, we borderline get heat exhaustion on a daily basis out here. Anytime after 11 o'clock. The heat index the other day over here in Clearwater was 107 friggin' degrees. And we had guys that were like borderline passing out. They stopped sweating. You have them go sit in the shade, give them a cold bottle of water. Sometimes you go sit in the truck in the AC for a few, come back out. But it's tough, man. This heat, it murders us out here.
It's
but
insane.
it don't murder that horniness, I'll tell you that. I mean...
And so what would it take, Mike, for you to leave a job site?
Have you ever left a job site?
Yeah. I can't imagine what kind of injury would sustain.
I can see you leaving the job site because you're uncontrollably horny. But I can't see you leaving the job site because you're in physical pain.
Nah, one time about 18 years ago, I got hit in the head with one of them concrete trowel machines. We were loading them into the truck, and it spun around because I was standing on part of the cage for it. And when I pushed on one of the other machines, it spun it around and hit me right in the head. Laid me open to where I should have had 4 staples put in my head. It TKO'd me. I lost my vision for 20 minutes, and I was unconscious for 2 hours after I passed out in my truck. My buddy drove me to his house. I woke up on his couch with a towel wrapped around my head. And then I just went home and went to sleep. I got up and went to work the next day.
But when I got home, I still ate that butt.
I don't know why I enjoy hearing like hardcore. No, this isn't probably. I mean,
man almost died.
For sure.
I ate my Arby's. I went to bed. I made love to my wife, and I got up and I did it again.
I mean, for sure, this is this is going to. There's going to be some prices to pay down the road. Like there's some problems in there.
Is there though? I don't think so.
Mike, I was listen.
No, MMA fighters get hit. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's not doing this all the time.
It's a roll of the dice. But I was standing in my backyard watching Mike work hard mixing concrete, and he was explaining to me that they used to make concrete with a different chemical for years, and he's breathed it in. And
the chemical was called cancer.
That's the silica in it. It gives you silicosis. It'll kill you. It hardens up your lungs, and it stays in there. And that shit's still in the concrete. The only thing they've done is change the OSHA regulations. I'm sorry, I just realized.
No, you're good. You're good. Anything for the king. You're fine. All hail the king.
They still have that in the concrete, but they changed all the regulations for how we have to deal with it as far as containing it, trying to vacuum it up in special vacuum systems. We've got to wear certain respirators. But like I was telling Tom, at this point, 20 years in, I've already breathed in so much of it. These new regulations, they'll help the young guys, but the damage is done on me.
Did you hear what he said? He said it makes his lungs hard, which, if you're keeping score, is the only part of his body that's not rock hard. This guy.
He's like,
I always wanted hard lungs.
All right, Mike. I just needed that little boost of real man to make my day
We should
better.
have Mike call in like once a week and just give us something real man that happened this week, Mike, and he'll tell us something, and then we can like compare it to something we did, and then laugh and laugh.
Well, I mean, or we could do a whole other segment, and I could put aside like an hour on every Sunday and go spend time with Tom and toughen him up and get him hard.
Get him hard. All right. Let's do it.
Now we're talking.
Let's do her.
I romanticize about the idea of being tough.
You're gonna get tough lessons. Isn't that a Kevin Hart or Will Ferrell movie or something?
Yeah.
Where you're getting tough lessons from Concrete Mike.
I just don't want to put in the work that it involves.
All you gotta do is hang out with Mike.
Yeah, but Mike, so how hard his job is every day. It's just so hard. Like the insane amount of work and the heat and the like. And who wants to do that?
Mike,
Too hard.
Let's end with this, Mike. I have
the only way.
One last question for you. So all of that time, and Tom didn't even offer you one White Claw.
No. I spent almost a week over there doing them concrete countertops for him so he could have his boy's birthday party and be able to use that thing. And
well, we had it, and the White Claw wasn't flowing. You didn't even get an invite.
Hold on. Yeah, because my
didn't
wife
even get
yelled.
an invite. Tom even hired a hot lifeguard. Was that party?
No, Mike. Listen, I blame my wife because she yells at me.
You
She's
always
like,
blame your wife. The lady I refer to as the person who only orders 2 pizzas.
Because she's like, let him do his job. Quit going out there and talking his ear off. They don't want to hear your stupid
well, you
stories.
could just offer a claw and walk away. You don't have to sit there and talk.
Hey, I brought you a cold drink. I'm gonna go back inside. If you want any boring stories, I'm inside.
Okay, Tom, I'm just busting your chops, man. Ain't no sweat.
See, you can't even take a little chop busting. That's part
I can take it. Anyway, Mike, I'll talk to you later when we talk about that driveway.
Yeah, man. Let me know.
All right.
About the driveway, you putting him to work again?
No. Well,
talk about the. You have a driveway. What are you doing now?
I want to widen my driveway.
Oh yeah,
have a new thing. I guess I started looking at it. I was like, the driveway's too small, and we have
need a bigger drive. You're gonna pave right over the roots.
That's what I was talking to Mike about.
It's gonna break all the concrete out.
He said that the tree is mature enough that most likely it's not going to grow as much to blow up the concrete. It's like it's big enough now where it's kind of stopped growing. Anyway, I take Mike's word for it. Everything, like
everything in life.
I'm like, he knows about trees and concrete and all the stuff. He knows about everything.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, so he said it's fine. He said he would cut the roots. He's like, as long as they're not bigger than your leg, the tree won't die. That sounds right. I'm like, I don't know. Mike's a real man.
Are you going to do pavers or just a standard concrete driveway?
No, standard concrete. Yeah.
You can't do the pavers. Too many roots.
Yeah.
You'd have to lay them in, right?
The pavers, they'll get all knocked up, the roots. The concrete will take longer to break. It'll take more
By the time that starts getting really lumpy and everything.
I should be dead.
Yeah, you'll be dead.
Yeah, that's the plan. But anyway, so I started looking, and then I called Mike, and he's like, oh, yeah, get the truck. And then I'm like, what do? You get the Bobcat. He's like, I'll help you. He's like, you drive the Bobcat.
Oh, you're whacking him in the head good with it. Bang!
Yeah. I'm like, I could do it. And me and Mike are going to try to...
When are you doing this?
I don't know. Well, I haven't even told anybody about it. This was just a text that I texted Mike earlier. Crystal said, no more. You're spending all your money. Yeah, we're poor. Anyway.
You can't even say the word.
Yeah, how's it broke?
We're
broke. We're broke. We have no money.
Anyway.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Somebody said something super funny in the chat room that I would remind Tom of. Do you remember the gentleman that had the carpet cleaning business who was upstairs cleaning the carpets in our second studio, which was my home, and you made the joke that he was up there plowing my wife?
Yeah.
He's in the chat room right now. Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Welcome, sir, and thank you for not plowing my wife.
We still have his carpet cleaning supplies.
I still use it.
Yeah.
That's how good that stuff is. You don't need much of it. It even says you do a little tiny bit.
And he was a real man buff carpet cleaning guy, right? That's why we made the joke that he's plowing your wife.
He's up there really getting her good.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like it, too, because he was like, I'm like, what are they doing? Tom's up there plowing her wife.
Well, now we all want to see what he looks like.
Because Tom's such a good friend of mine.
Oh, he said he's fat now.
Oh, you got fat now? Call in,
let
Carpet
yourself
Man.
go.
Let's talk about it. Are you doing?
Ironically, his Twitch handle is rather be walking.
Are you still cleaning carpets, sir, in the Twitch chat room? If you are, we need to get these professionally cleaned.
Yeah.
These are bad.
Yeah, these gotta get done.
We haven't cleaned them since.
No, we never have cleaned them.
Yeah,
we've never cleaned them. No, we've never.
A lot of doo-doo's been tracked in here.
Yeah. Let's jump into some. Let's jump into Sue.
Some emails.
Let's jump into some emails.
Okay. This says, this is just me being selfish, but would it be a good idea to include the Best of the Friday free show with the ACT Best of the Week so I can just listen to one show and be good for the whole week? And also, is it possible that the amount of free shows you guys are putting out is cannibalizing your BDM memberships?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Meaning people don't have enough incentive to become or remain BDMs because they have a large amount of free content to listen to every week.
Correct.
I have a hard time keeping up with all the content, and I don't like missing stuff because I feel left out of the loop sometimes.
That is my theory of why BDMs have hit like almost a homeostasis, like this little area where they
can't
go
listen
up,
to
down,
it all.
up, down. They kind of just stay the same, right?
Yeah.
I think it is because we provide the perfect amount of free content to keep it that way.
Yeah, but
which is okay with me.
It's hard because
it is.
There's a lot of reasons people become BDMs, and it's more than just the extra shows. That's some of it, but even doing a poll and reading some people's things, so even the extra shows are not necessarily why everybody is split like into thirds, really. Like some people just want to support, don't care about the extra shows.
Yep.
Some people want to be involved in the community and be a part, like and be a part of the parties and all the other perks you get as BDM. Some people like the extra shows. That's when they started, and then now they're just a BDM. There's like a lot of different things. Believe me, we realize there's a flaw in the system moving forward. We're producing way too much content in a world of endless content.
Yeah.
But the problem is we've built our business to this way, and it's hard to really change everything. What we're going to, or making the push towards the end of the year to figure out a new way to move forward, and still maintain our business and keep it running with the commercials and everything like that. Certain sponsors were promised a certain amount of commercials a month, and we need a certain amount of content so that we don't have so many commercials infused into our content. A lot of thought has gone into this. It's not just zero.
We're constantly thinking about it. That's the problem,
What
too.
do you think about the Friday free show best of idea? How would I even do that?
It's too much.
It's too much of a big piece of audio.
It's
not
one show a week.
It's not set up the same way. ACT is very easy to curate because we do like basically 19-minute segments.
And so,
so I can just pull a whole segment.
So it's easy to do those.
Yeah. So what is Samantha going to do? Just take like
certain jokes
out of the Friday free shows, or segments. One segment is
Don't take
40 minutes.
If you take one of my jokes out of it, just even one of them out of there, I will never talk to you.
Like ACT is at least easier to chop up because they're in 20-minute segments, and then Samantha could just take the certain segments that were funny during the week and put them all together. One show a week that's 2 hours, then you'd have to chop that up.
Yeah.
And it can't just be one whole segment. So, it becomes too convoluted at a certain point. But we get what you're saying. It's, can you give me the content that's more digestible in a smaller amount? And we're working on it.
Yeah, we're trying. What else you got, Sammy?
Okay. I was listening to the show, and I was thinking that Sam could have a bit where she reviews adult films of different decades or just adult clips in general.
Horny guy alert!
Could be some funny stuff hearing Tom react to what she's saying. Love what you guys do. Keep up the amazing work.
Subtle way of getting Samantha to talk sexy.
What the hell?
Come on, man.
So I guess we can
Samantha
do this,
could
but
do
for
a
what?
bit every week where she wears and tries on a different bikini top.
Do different reviews.
It just seems like, I don't know, man. Like, where are we in the world?
Where we've always been.
I guess. Nothing
So,
changes. Here we are.
I see what you're doing, sir.
Yeah.
Because I think it's maybe beyond
Kudos
the horniness.
for at least being creative, right?
And not being disrespectful.
Yeah.
But
he wasn't like, he didn't say anything gross in there.
Right.
I think this gentleman just likes the fact of me getting uncomfortable, which I do get, and that's what he finds the funniest.
Yeah.
So I understand what he's saying, but the problem is nobody cares about adult movies anymore. So
Well, don't say that, because that's kind of insulting to me. I do care about adult movies.
No, full-length movies.
No,
and
no.
Well, yeah, of course.
You
Everybody watches porno, but no one consumes it in full-length feature films anymore, and no one cares about what full-length feature film is good or bad. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even think I can say what you just said.
Full-length
feature film.
Now, I'm not sure, but I'm virtually certain that people just go on these free tube sites,
Yes.
Unless
the
you're into
X
something
videos.
very specific, which I learned that Nikki Glazer subscribes to 4 different porn sites because it's very specific to what she's into.
True, but
What is she
there's
into?
There's
Like
categories.
a lot of BDSM stuff and kinky stuff.
There's a lot of
There
BDSM
is.
free content, but I understand.
So
Yes, if
she's-
you want more curated stuff.
Wow,
but-
so she's freaky.
Yeah.
So now this could be a sit and stand thing. That's like one of these things that no one talks about, so everybody doesn't know what everybody else is doing and just assumes.
Yeah.
That's where sit and stand originated, because everybody's like, oh, I thought everybody did
Right,
it my
right.
way, and then
Well, I think most people. I would even guess in us trying to explain this that Nikki Glazer's in the vast minority of people, because I couldn't name one person that I know. Well, Do you and Butler count with the OnlyFans?
I would say that counts. Because
What?
you're paying for adult content.
But it was
I wouldn't
like a
do it if it
show
wasn't
bit.
for Seth. If it wasn't Seth's girlfriend.
Yeah. So I'm gonna guess that I don't think I know anybody. Is there somebody in our chat room on Twitch right now? Twitch.tv.
The problem is
Tommy
people don't
Live.
talk about it,
Well,
and that's the thing.
I won't say your name. If you do subscribe and pay, just put your name in the chat room. I won't say a word. I just
Any
need
kind of site,
confirmation.
even if it's OnlyFans.
Well, it's got to be an adult site.
Okay.
You know, like it's got to be like a pornographic.
But see, that's different than even films because
That's true, yeah.
because you're just subscribing to a site that gives certain content that you like, BDSM, whatever you're into. Like the sites sell premium content, but not in really movie where like there's an entire 1.5 hour actual movie named.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what could Samantha review? Just clips, that's kind of weird. Because what is it? You're gonna be like, well, they started with this and then they ended. It all kind of ends the same. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what. So the movie is like, the plot.
I saw
and all
one
this
dialogue.
stuff.
What am I?
Yeah.
You know, I saw one the other day that did not end the same, and I think it had a cultural problem in it.
Okay.
It was a European adult clip. Yes, so like I say, a 20-minute clip, right? Mm-hmm. And the premise was supposed to be like teen girl invites boyfriend over, and dad doesn't know, and then they get to the business, right? So
does the stepmom come?
No. They're getting to the business, and then the dad comes in, and I'm like, oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
The dad comes in, and normally the dad would he has a couple choices here. He could either sit quietly in the background and be bullied by the young teen making love to his daughter. Or the other way is he joins in because it's not a real scenario.
Yeah.
And it's all actors, and they're doing a real incestuous, weird...
Yeah.
Okay, those are your two choices. They didn't go that way. The dad comes in, catches them, and then proceeds to have them stand in front of him while he yells at them about why you can't do this and how she could get pregnant and they could ruin their lives.
Oh, I like that twist.
Yeah, that was the ending. And then I'm like, and I kept scroll, and I did a little more scroll, and a little more scroll. And it's just the two young actors standing there nude in front of the dad, fully clothed.
Yeah.
It looked like Tony Soprano yelling at them about you can't be doing this, not in my house.
Yeah.
And then it ends with him looking at the guy. He's like, you get the hell out of here. And the guy grabs all the stuff and walks out. And it was like, Finn. I'm like, well, that was a buzzkill.
Yeah. This must be some weird...
I didn't know. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
And they were full on. It was graphic. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Right.
like this was from a movie and then somebody just snagged it and threw it on the tube site. But
This is the new sex ed video.
I laughed. It was a good parent porn video.
They
Something for everybody out there, even for the responsible parents.
Right.
Over in the Czech Republic, there's always the
Little weird.
man on the street offer the girl, and then behind the subway, and like I don't know what that is, but that's
She's
a
always
popular
wearing a
thing.
fur coat too.
Yeah. Then they go in the woods. There's a lot of woods and subways.
Yeah, it's like Castleberry.
It's like
Except
the
it's
public
Subway
thing, like
restaurants.
doing things in public and
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
My
That
husband's into that.
Oh, really?
Maybe I shouldn't say that on the radio.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't, because I'll be following you around at Disney Springs, waiting for him to pounce behind you where you guys get behind Gideon's Bake Shop.
It's interesting what people are into, these little tiny subcategories.
Well, Butler's into the camping and fishing trips, which is
what
awesome.
is that?
Butler's completely sexually dysfunctional.
Fishing. But it's like
He's having gender identity issues. There's a lot to unpack there.
the public
I'm
thing.
serious. You hear him in there laughing, but this guy's completely clueless about his life and where it's going.
And then there's you've seen the delivery one?
I like the taxi.
delivery guy.
I like the taxi
Like
one.
what? Like DoorDash? Like what do you mean?
There is a thing out there where a delivery person comes, Amazon,
And
whatever.
Okay, so it's not like the pizza guy.
No.
Okay.
And I can't. I mean, I don't think it's real because I don't think most people would act like this. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't go fully into it, but they portray it. Like sometimes they have like a FedEx polo on and stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
the official thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they found that at Goodwill.
Right.
yeah, they bought it or whatever, or
Yeah.
like the Amazon
Former employee.
and you could tell it was recorded.
I like it when it's a
they were-
Halloween costume and it says like Fed next.
Right.
You know what's good about the whole pandemic?
What's that?
Because it gives me a timestamp in my pornography. Because
you.
the masks tell me, oh, this was filmed recently.
And I will tell you right now that this is how I know my business partner. The leading country in pandemic porn, because they are the leaders with the mask, are your Brazilian porn film makers. And it's usually fat-bottomed Brazilian stepmom, and she's got the mask on, and she's like, I am so cooped up. I was going crazy. You know, I'm like, oh, here it comes.
But
here it comes.
There was never really a universl timestamp that the masks now provide in the past, except for like you start getting into the 80s, and then their clothes and their hairstyles change. And you're like, this is old.
Most two videos run between 04 and 2017. Those are your videos.
Yeah.
Most of your new stuff,
And all blends.
Occasionally, you'll find some newer stuff on there.
Like between 04 and like better cameras and HD photography and stuff, like all the quality's the same because you get dipping into the 90s and then it's grainy.
Yeah.
And then you could tell it's the 90s.
You know what bothers me?
But like,
are we doing what grinds our gears in porn?
About porn, yeah.
When I look at it and they do the subtitles, you know, they do a bottom third, you know, they're doing like a bottom third title of the actress. Let's just call her Cherry Poppins. And it'll be like one of the stock like lower thirds from Final Cut, Apple Final Cut.
Right.
I'll be like, I got that on my GarageBand, dog. And it makes me mad.
all right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
It's funny you said that she kind of looks like a guy because my wife has been dedicating like her free time to helping to be an internet sleuth to try and track down, I guess, the woman now who was taking a selfie at the Tour de France and piled up like 170 bikes or something. It was like, it was just
are you doing EJ's story?
I'm jumping right into it. I'm jumping right into it.
Well, let's talk about it. I guess first, we're gonna do the intro.
I don't even like the
Does
intro
anybody want it?
I don't even care. We can do it like this.
Twitch.
Watch this. We can do this. We can do it like this. This is the new style. You do it like this. Nerds. And we're in it.
Okay, all right.
And
first
we're
story.
in it. Well, I hate it when we don't get enough time. Yeah, let's jump into it.
Okay, do you know what the sign said that caused the crash?
I haven't been watching. I know my wife does know all of this. She's a huge Tour de France, viewer. She loves it.
It's a combination of French and German. It says "Allez opi omni," which means "Come on, granddad and grandma."
What?
Oh,
is that person's granddad and grandma in the Tour de
no,
France?
That's not possible.
Well, then why?
No, they do teams, and these are elite athletes. No.
So why is it? Okay, hold on. So everybody's seen this. Can we find the video? Because
I'll try and track it down.
So for those of you who have not seen it, a lady is holding a cardboard sign. And you say taking a selfie, but it looked like she was holding.
No, she's just holding the sign out in front of she's on the side of the road, but her sign extends into the road in front of the first guy in the peloton.
Now,
I hate the internet now.
Okay, Samantha, did you see this?
I'm looking at it now. No,
Okay.
I had not been paying
Okay,
attention
Daniel,
to this.
you saw it.
I'm trying to kill the audio here so I can get. Yeah, I did see it multiple angles, and the last I had been told, it looked like she was trying to like get her message on TV or take a selfie or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I totally understand that, and this has been going on for years.
Yeah, especially in the Tour de France, they stand and they cheer, and you put signs, and you get in the middle, and you run, and you act like an idiot.
Fans holding signs has been around for a long time. This is going to be an endless barrage of commercials. So watch. Okay, because I want to re-watch the video because I have two major questions here. Okay, never mind. So
this kind of goes into your whole like in America, everyone's babies and they need like fences to protect everyone. This is what France has wrong. They should have had a rope to keep this woman off the freaking road.
So I understand that. Now, the Tour de France is a long race, and there's no way they could rope off the entire length of the race, right? Because it's freaking how many miles?
Well, it's different stages.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I
thousands,
mean,
you know?
so
Isn't it like 1,600 kilometers or something like that?
Yeah,
2,100 kilometers?
It's a
something
ton.
huge.
So I realize that certain fans pick certain areas that are famous to stand by and cheer on the racers, right? Like there's
certain
spots.
there's also there's certain stages that are more well known than others. Yeah.
And so I understand that you can't have an official at every place trying to keep people off the track or build any sort of barriers or whatever. Why did the cyclists just plow into her full speed?
They can't. They're going. First of all, they're going in upwards of like one of the crashes I saw yesterday. These guys are doing like 40 miles an hour. Like you're not looking for signs. It's not that type of sport. You're not supposed to be dodging anything. You go as fast as you can in the direction you're going.
But the person, and I don't know if it was because it was slow-mo or whatever, but the person seemed like they were standing on the course or the road holding the sign in front of...
Well, normally they pull the signs in.
Right before.
Yeah, this has been going on for literally like 100 years. Like, people do this.
So the cyclist,
imagine a car coming down the road, and I want to get the car's attention, and I get into the road, and I'm like, hey, I'm here, and then I jump back out.
Yeah, and last second.
That's what they always do. This lady just took her spot and held, and
she was trying to get the sign to be on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, well, she did. She did.
And she was facing the other way.
So
I got
that. She doesn't see how close they were. She couldn't see because she was looking the other way.
Here's the video.
They're going to sue this lady, apparently.
Well, they should. They should.
They're going to sue her into oblivion.
She shouldn't be doing that.
Boom, and the guy hits her and creates a huge pileup.
My favorite is the guy that doesn't look back. He's like, I'm winning this race.
Yeah, you could see him almost tense up because he's like, she didn't pull her sign in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So in all other instances that people put signs, they always pull it back. So that's why the rider didn't slow down because he expected her like all the times before for the person to pull back.
It's what they do. It's part of the culture of the race. The spectators on the side.
He just plowed into her without hesitation.
It looked like it hurt her too.
And here's what I'm worried about. These are the type of things where if they continue, I'm looking at you people that can't keep your mouths shut and start fights at NBA games and everything else. We're gonna get everything taken away. You guys, you can't be cool, bro. And they're gonna say oh no, you can't stand on the side of the Tour de France anymore. By the way, Andrea's mother got to stand like this woman on the side of these stages of the Tour de France, and it's literally electrifying. It's amazing. To be able to do that.
Here's why I like this. First, it is somehow like a natural obstacle that now these people will have to worry about, like fans putting signs out or whatever. Yeah. So it's kind of adds more difficulty to the race for me, right?
And it narrows the road.
Well, I've always liked the fact that they left it there, and I always kind of tipped my hat to it and said, oh, that's Europe. Look how cool they are.
Now, I don't want anybody to get hurt, and I hate seeing that, but as a spectator, I do enjoy the huge 50 bicycle pileup that these things, when they happen.
Oh, yeah. If you look at the drone shot of it, it's tons of bikes. I mean, it could be career-ending injury.
Yeah, I don't want... Now, were there anybody career injured?
I don't know. And it ain't going to help your career to have a broken collarbone.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
You fall off a bike doing 40 miles an hour, you're not going to be in good shape.
If nobody was hurt seriously, it's kind of funny. If you want.
Oh, yeah. I'm not arguing that. But people falling off bikes has always been funny. Yeah. It's a little less funny, though, when it is Tour de France, right? Like, if my grandma is in Acapulco riding a bike and she falls off of it into a fountain, and we see her bloomers, that's hilarious.
Now, what are the rules? Like, do the people that fell, is it considered this is
all part of it?
It's all part of it?
All part of the race, yeah.
Yep. Now, which I do like. I've always liked the fact that these guys are basically riding through open areas of cities and towns and countrysides, and somebody could just step out and push their bike over, and they lose the whole race. I like that.
Now
they've done that. That's happened in the past.
Yeah,
where they push the guy off a bike.
It is a bananas event.
Now, not to bring gambling into everything, but
Andrea's already in there, dude. She's got a fantasy cycling team. She's in first place. Well, the first day, the guy she picked crossed the line with the jersey. She got 800 points.
Is she putting money on this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
She's very serious about the Tour de France.
So, but if you allow like spectators to have some sort of effect on the result of the race, it seems to me, as of someone who likes gambling, that
point shaving.
it would lead into being able to control the result.
Right.
Like you
Got
cause
a man on the inside that's going to go and
you put a sign.
All we need is Jake Paul with a cardboard sign.
I mean, you could bet on, and have a cyclist in the back.
Butler's in the chat, and he's saying that the Tour de France used to ride by Uncle Dijon's house.
Butler, get in here.
Is this one of his tall tales I need to write down?
Butler is so close to being locked in the diarrhea bathroom. I cannot wait to do this. I cannot wait to do this.
Mike, just start putting in buckets for us.
Mike, just
I got to be absent that day.
No, you're going to be in here safe with us.
Yeah, but it comes through the vents
no,
and you know it.
American Air and Heat's on their way. I got a whole plan. We're going to get this thing tidied up.
All right, EJ.
New fan.
No,
okay, the next story.
Did they find the lady?
No, she's still at large.
They're still looking for her, yeah.
Now, I do feel, God, this story's got a lot of emotions. I like the fact that it happened because I do like the freedom of the race. I really do. I think that's cool and it's dangerous and it's neat. But this lady, I do feel a little bit bad for her because obviously if they haven't found her in like 5 days or 4 days, she's on the lam and she's probably freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
And she's probably like losing her mind. And I just don't want to see her like feel like she's going to kill herself.
If it's your friend, do you snitch?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, hold on.
How much money am I getting?
No money.
Oh, no.
Just be a hero.
Nope.
This lady must not
snitch.
have a Facebook or social media page because they would have found her already.
The internet sleuths,
including
my wife, I was going to say my daughter, they're looking for her.
Dude, they would have found her. Samantha, the internet detectives, they would have found this lady fast.
Well, she was wearing sunglasses and like a hat, right? So it's hard to see. It's hard to tell who it is.
And you already said she kind of looked like a dude because I thought it was a guy.
I just think they'd find her. Maybe she didn't have a social media account, and that's why they'll never find her.
That's the only way you can pull these type of things
off. Maybe she's a variant like Loki.
Next story.
Come on, we're having fun.
All right. Well, here's another rumor. Okay, remember how we were talking about Jay Cutler and his divorce?
Yeah.
Well, we got to talk about Ben Zobrist and his divorce. Ben Zobrist used to be the second baseman for the Cubs. Well, he's a utility player. He played for the Cubs and he won the MVP during their World Series win. And he's getting a divorce from his wife. And the story is his pastor, who recommended he take some time off for depression, was banging his wife while he was taking the time off and told him to like leave the area and kind of leave the town. And he was also stealing money from Ben Zobrist's charity.
Okay, yes, I saw a story.
This is a crazy story.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a pastor.
Wow.
And he's the head of a charity. And he was stealing money from a charity. So this guy's
this is righteous gemstones.
Yeah, but that happens a lot,
Yeah.
Like
they've made a show about it.
As long
with
as
Danny McBride.
As long as there will be charities, though, there will be people that steal from charities.
Yeah, there'll be scam artists.
Yeah.
And so, and I heard that is he suing? Who's suing who?
Ben Zobrist is suing this guy because he recommended to take the leave of absence, basically to get him out of town so he could bang his wife. And he took time off of baseball, which cost him they were saying like $8 million worth of incentives that he lost out because he took this break. And he hasn't been back to baseball since. But he's 40 years old, so he's kind of on his end of his career.
Now, this pastor guy is a POS, but I will say the wife has something to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can sue him all you want, but something's broken with your marriage to start with.
The thing
you also were
married
forced
too.
to take the time off.
Yeah, his wife, the pastor's wife, what's the guy's name? It's Brian Yawn is the name of the pastor. His wife informed Ben Zobrist that he had a burner phone, and that's the reason how they were hooking up.
Okay.
God, I don't want to find out that my wife knows I'm cheating from my wife.
No,
I want to find it out from like a friend. I want you guys to confront. I want Samantha to come to me first. So hey, when I start cheating,
it would be like
come to me
if you were
first.
cheating with Tom's wife,
she's so
Andrew
hot.
would tell Tom that his wife he's cheating.
She would. She's very
So it'd be
logical. She'd be like,
she would
"Did
tell,
you hear? They're cheating on us."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Oh,
who, my wife?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, your wife?
No, I'm cheating with your wife.
Yeah.
That's what the scenario he set up.
Yeah, but who's logical? Your wife's logical.
Yeah. She's pretty logical. She's cheap as hell too. But she would.
Sounds like my wife ain't logical.
She would.
Don't say that. No,
my wife
don't
would
say
be
that.
like, she's still a girl though. So my wife would call you. She'd be like, "They're cheating," and you'd be like, "I don't care. You want to go gamble?" And she's like, "Yeah, I've actually been doing some more research on it. I have a good plan."
Then I would be
Let's
like,
bring the Tour de France together.
well, let's cheat to get revenge on them. You know what I'm saying?
But
That's petty Tom.
But
though.
then that
That's
would
Tom
make
Petty.
me mad because
no.
I'm irrational. I'd be like, "I'm cheating. You can't cheat."
No, I'm saying the revenge part for maybe her emotion. Mine is just using it as leverage to have sex with another woman. It's just pure business.
I fully understood everything you were laying down there.
Anyway, so this is embarrassing for this guy, right? No matter
Yeah.
which way you cut it, it's
bad.
I don't know why, because it's like not his fault. But for whatever reason, if you're the guy, I guess for the woman too, is whatever if you're the one getting cheated on, it's embarrassing. Like it's somehow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a word for it. There is a word that everyone uses, which is a bad word. I don't like using it, but it's being cuckolded.
That's different. That involves a spoon and a recording
and a large muscle man who's yelling at you and telling you to eat his fluids.
And then for whatever reason, you feel it necessary to put what you're doing in frame.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to see that. I don't care what you're doing. Just keep videoing. Anyway, sorry.
Don't put the camera on me. I'm the spoon guy. Video what you're doing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, why get that off of me? I don't want to eat this. I'm just doing it so I don't get beat up.
Anyway, next story.
The next story. Okay, well, we're going from baseball to baseball. Let's talk about so the league is using a banned substance and they're checking like all the pitchers, and they finally caught someone. The Mariners, what is it? Helton Santiago? God, I'm gonna mess this up, and I'm gonna get so much crap on the page. But he was the one that got caught.
If you would just read the names of the people in your stories before you present the story.
No, my handwriting's atrocious. That's why.
Why do you handwrite? There's a computer printers and there's these typing keyboards we have now. What are you doing?
I like how you chose a name that doesn't even exist. You're like, is it Helton?
Whose name is Helton? Apparently, this guy's name is Helton Plato. Helton Plato. There's nobody named that.
So
you're like my daughter. I'm like, what do you want to name the stuffed animal? She'll say Snarby Rarch. Snarby Rarch. That's the name. There's no name Snarby Rarch. No such thing as that.
It's funny because you do.
She got it from me. She got it from watching me.
Yeah,
it's
you're
a
making
sickness.
fun of me. That's something you do.
It's a watered down sickness, and I only do it to drive you crazy because you don't have the superpower. Snarchy too. You're snarchy
you were being mean to me on the other show, Tom.
What?
Oh, so you were talking crap on the BDM show with the comedian.
Yeah, because you dye your beard, and it's just out of control now.
What was the story you were saying?
Helter Skelter? I don't know.
Okay, Hector Santiago is a pitcher for the Mariners, and he's the first person to get caught with the banned substances because they went out because what they're doing is they're grabbing these pitchers either between innings or if the opposing manager says he's touching his arm, he's touching his hat, he's touching his belt. Like all these pitchers have been having to get basically butt naked on the field to hand their stuff to the umpires to show that they're not cheating.
I would say a butt naked pitching will make me
I'm
watch
in.
baseball.
Yeah.
You want to get baseball back?
They have the best butts too.
You want to make sure they're not cheating? Put some old Randy Johnson out there butt naked.
And by the way,
like a pelican with a dad dog.
I would like to see Randy Johnson
naked
firing 100 mile
with
an hour.
a mullet, wearing nothing but a mullet.
Yeah, because you know it's long.
And you know he's got that long, big old Johnson.
Way to exaggerate, EJ. They basically just untucked their shirts. You're like, they get naked.
No, they took their belt and basically some guys were taking their pants off to show that.
No one's taking their pants out. They're losing
their pants. They were pulling their pants down to show that there's on the inside of their pants there's nothing because some of them when they hike up their pants while they're pitching they think that some of the substances is inside the pants and inside the belt.
So
that's the reason why they're checking these places.
What did they find on this guy?
Well, supposedly he had.
They found about
on his arm,
11 inches of Dominican weenie. That's what they found.
Well, he didn't want a sunburn.
It's like the
can't have sunscreen
but that's
on?
part of the reason because it's a mixture. That's what's been helping people with grip, and it's part of the banned substances. If you put them together, it helps with grip and like your spin ratio on your pitches.
It was like the internet video that I've seen of the cop. He's smushing the guy's leg, and he's like, "What's this? What's this?" And he's like, "That's my penis."
I love that video.
And like, ha! The cop smushed his penis. They were all and then I sit back and I'm like, this world is not going to be around much longer.
I'm watching.
I am an idiot, and the whole world's an idiot.
I'm doing business. I'm like, I try to be funny, do this, put out that fire, and then I'm like, I haven't seen that cop smushing video in a while.
So
I'll look that back up.
Is it? Did he find some like tar or Tic Tac?
Yeah, he had suntan lotion on his arm, and it was because he was touching his arm in the same spot a bunch. And then he had rosin, which you can get from the rosin bag. Usually, that's right behind the pitcher's mound. And when you put it together, it becomes that banned substance.
Hold on, couldn't you just say, look, I put suntan lotion on to take care of my skin? Yeah.
Well, that's what they've been trying to use to hide that they're doing it.
Yeah, it's like that one runner. Remember they got popped and she's like, I ate a burrito. And there are obviously steroids in the chicken that was in my burrito, and that's the steroids you're picking up in my body. Thank you. That's what she said.
Like this, if you're cheating, you're already planning an excuse when you get caught. Is what usually happens.
I love
my
cheating.
favorite is the guy that did get
my
caught.
favorite thing, right? Like this is fun.
Just
like
this, let them try to figure things out. Yeah. I mean, watching baseball drive themselves crazy is pretty funny.
So I like them cheating. I like them like using a little bit of suntan lotion on the inner part of their elbow with mixed with some sort of dirt, on the base.
You used to do that with kratom. You keep it in the edges of your arm,
and it gives them a 1/2 more rotation on the ball and the curveball, which gives them like a 0.5% advantage. I love it.
Makes them feel like they're whatever.
Next story, EJ.
Okay, next story. We're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning making it to the finals and winning the first game 5-1.
They are that. I watched the.
That was a stomping.
I watched the. Yeah, they came out trying to do what they didn't do in the final game to get them to the Stanley Cup playoffs or finals rather. That final game against the Islanders, I was watching it with Sam, and man, that was a butt puckering experience. That was too crazy.
Got a little nervous.
It got super nervous, but they got I guess a short-handed goal. I don't really know what that means, but from what I could gather with what
they were on a penalty and they were one man down.
Yeah, and he also it was like he just kind of it was like it was good. And then when they came out last night, what was it? 5-0?
5-1.
5-1.
Yeah.
The spread was -1.5. The Lightning were favored by -1.5, and I thought I don't know hockey that well, but I've bet on enough soccer where I like taking the goals. Like I'm like 1.5 goals seems like it's hard to score, but I think it's easier to score goals in hockey. It's faster, faster pace, smaller.
You know, hockey. I don't fully understand the goal thing because on that final game to get them to the finals, it was 1 goal, 1-0. That's it.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah,
and this one is 5-1. I'm like, but they also probably came out. They had some injuries. They had some issues.
It's like goalies have good and bad nights. Is we've got a friend, the hockey couple. I was texting him about this.
Oh, you need to literally go to lunch with that guy.
And he was talking about the people that are really into hockey talk about how goalies get hot at certain times. It's and then if they get hot, they're better at goalkeeping, and so there's this weird correlation with how good the goalie is playing too that makes a big difference. I don't know enough about hockey to understand it, but apparently I was texting him this morning. He would take the Lightning again. It's I think it's -1.5 goals, 1.5 right now, and I think they're +120. Yesterday it was +145. So if you'd have bet on the Lightning, it was good money.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's his 2 cents. I don't know anything about it.
I wish you did because I've been watching a lot of it, and I'm trying to learn things. Like Andrea knows more about hockey than I do because it's one of the sports she's watched. And then there was one particular player, I'm blanking on him, Sam, you watch more Lightning hockey than I do. Last name sounds Russian. He's Russian.
Cooch.
Okay, so Cooch gets his they lay him out. It's an illegal cross check. Shouldn't have happened. He gets injured. He goes out. Then they're having to switch up one of the lineups, and you see them You see the coach walk over, talk to a guy, and then you now know that this guy is joining a different lineup, and then they hand him an iPad, and then Andrew's explaining to me how this guy's sitting down now with his new guys, and they're telling him where he's
It's so fast.
So fast.
They switch people out so fast.
And it's like this guy had his little iPad out, and he was like, and the guys were in his ears like, "You're gonna do that? You're taking his place." And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's crazy." Yeah. I'm really enjoying hockey, man. Hockey's fun.
Next story.
Okay, next story. Let's talk about. We're gonna talk about the NBA. Talk about the Bucks versus the Hawks and the Suns versus the Clippers.
All I know is Phil Jackson is a racist.
Oh yeah, I saw that story. I was like,
what?
But Scottie Pippen has been talking crazy. Yeah,
I like Scottie now. I like Scottie. He waited to the end of his career to start running his mouth, but have
you seen the Jordan documentary?
Yeah, he's Scottie Pippen is an odd individual.
Well, he's the weird guy. That's why I'm hoping it's not true, but man, if it's true, because he said that the reason why Kukoc took one of the last shots is because he wanted a white guy shooting it.
I don't believe that.
Is what Scottie Pippen said that Phil Jackson did.
Okay. Do you
and in the past, the Steve Kerr was a picture moment.
But I'm not him, so I can't speak.
Do you really think that Phil Jackson would have the amazing career that he's had because he made some of his basketball coaching decisions based on race? That's ridiculous to me.
Well, I think most people understand that the reason Phil Jackson was as successful as he was in basketball was propping up white guys.
That's what.
No. I just made that up. I just made that up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't watch basketball. But this is the first I've ever heard of Phil Jackson being racist, and I just thought that was the most ridiculous thing I could say. I'm sorry.
Also,
I don't know anything about it. I'd love to hear
What ethnicity is Phil Jackson? Is he just what ethnicity is he?
He's just a white dude.
Is he?
I think he's just a white dude. I'd like to know. Norm in our Twitch chat room is our resident Orlando Magic fan. Mm-hmm. He loves the team. I've heard that Phil Jackson. Obviously you're going to have disagreements with players.
You couldn't have a whiter name than Philip Douglas Jackson.
That's pretty or blacker name.
I thought
he's definitely not black.
No, but I'm just saying it's a very.
I thought he maybe have some other he didn't look like a Irish. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I thought he maybe I don't know. So
it was on Dan Patrick's show. If you guys want to go hear it,
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about this, but here's what I do know. I watched the Last Dance documentary, and Scottie Pippen came off to be like a baby.
Yeah.
Especially when he refused to play, there was lots of things and
he didn't come back out. Yeah,
you remember that was a big thing. I forgot, but they highlighted in the documentary.
Well, he was always in the shadow, and then that 1 year after Jordan retired to go to baseball, he was like
the main guy.
This is me, and he didn't feel like he got the real tip of the hat from everyone to say you're the new Jordan, but that's very unfair because who is the new Jordan? Nobody really.
But so he came off like a baby, and based on some of the comments of the people in the documentary, it seemed like he was not the most likable person, right? And then I've never heard anything bad about Phil Jackson, and then now you got the one guy that I've seen the proof of him being a baby and a kind of a weirdo making this comment about a guy I've never heard anything bad about. And I'm not going to believe the one that came off like a weirdo. Does he have any proof of this?
That's what Air Chubby is saying. The issue you're talking about where he left and didn't come back was the Tony Kukoc when he took the game-winning shot.
Okay, yeah.
They won. So you can argue on Phil's side. You can
made the right coaching decision.
But Scottie, to Scottie's defense, his argument is I was the leader. I was the guy that
it should have been me.
It should have been me because I'm the.
Sounds like he's just upset.
I'm the guy.
But also sour grapes a little bit.
But the claim that decision, that coaching decision he made, was just purely based on race. Sounds insane and makes you sound insane because I don't know who believes that.
It would just be better if Tony had missed the shot. Then you'd have a little bit better argument.
Guess what? If Jordan was there, guess who's taking the shot?
But most people in the chat room, and it could be this, and I'd hate for it to be this, but most of the time it's a simple explanation, right? He's got Scottie Pippen apparently has a new book coming out.
Yeah,
All right.
marketing.
There you go.
Yeah,
There's your answer.
selling.
So there's
Yeah.
your answer.
Yeah, the publicist is say something sensational to sell your book.
There's your answer.
And so everybody talks about it. Because Scottie Pippen doesn't care about anybody but
Because there's
himself.
got to be hold on a second.
This is the ultimate
But-
because the claim Phil Jackson's racist. If this
That's
is
slander. If it's not true, it's really bad.
well, if it's just to sell your book, then you're a POS.
Well,
you
think
may
about-
really believe that though because you're crazy.
Well,
So-
then-
I need
hold on.
more examples
let's
than
also,
just that.
Let's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
clarify. I believe that Scotty said it was a racial decision. And then Dan Patrick says, when you say that people are making decisions based on race, that means you're saying Phil Jackson is a racist. And Scottie Pippen's quote was, I have no problem with that.
Right,
I
I
think
don't have
that's
a
how it
problem
went
with that.
down.
Yep.
I don't want to make it sound like Scottie Pippen is like, this guy's racist. I don't think it's like that.
By
Plus,
saying it was a racial move, then you're calling Phil Jackson a racist. Pippen says, I don't have a problem with
Yeah,
that.
see,
Do you think Phil was? Pippen, oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. But then also there's got to be a part of him, right? Now follow me with this. There's also got to be a strange part of him inside. That's your team. Tony took the shot, and you won. You got to be happy about that, right? It's not like it hurt your legacy that you won that game. It helped your legacy that you won that big game.
But I think he comes off like a selfish POS.
He does.
Scottie Pippen, I'm telling you.
And I always liked him
I
when I
don't-
was a kid and watching him play. I always liked him. I was always like, man, that guy's got to be really good to kind of be the right-hand man and hold this thing together.
Anybody who just quits on their team because they didn't get their way, like in that one game, like that, like you have a mental problem at that point, right? Where you care, like you're such a baby that you refuse to play the rest of the game because you know what I'm saying? Like who does that?
But I will say I am fascinated with players that do that. Who was the soccer player that ended up going to Manchester City? He's a real troublemaker and they fight with everybody. And then they called his number and told he was dressed out sitting on the bench. They're like, get in the game, and he's like, I'm not going. And he just sat there the rest of the game. And like, there's something really weird about that. I'm like, oh my god, you're a narcissist.
But it makes you look so bad, right?
Yeah.
It's like
It's got to feel good or something. Why else would you do it?
Listen, you want to sit out, blah blah, money reasons, all the stuff. But during the game, like it's all the understanding. You got to try to win for your team.
I'm not
right?
a walk away guy. You know that.
Yeah.
I've been in situations, even other shows. I can give you a real world example where the day wasn't going well and what we were doing wasn't something I was fully on board with, and I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I am not wired to take my headphones off and just grab my stuff and be like, I'm out. I'm just not wired to do that.
Yeah. It's
I'll
your job.
never do that. I will never do that.
Yeah. Anyway, what's next,
Good
EJ?
story.
Okay,
today.
should we go? This is nerd stuff. Okay, well, I got to talk about the story for sure. So Loki is on the third episode, and in the last episode, he kind of alluded to him being bisexual.
Cool.
And a lot of people don't know the Norse mythology with Loki. Loki's not bisexual. He's like pansexual. Like in one instance, he turned himself into a female horse and was impregnated by a giant stallion and gave birth to Odin's Sleipnir, which is his 8-legged horse that he rides. So
That was really nice of him to be the surrogate on that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if I needed an 8-legged horse, there's no one in this studio that would carry that baby for me. Not one of you would do that.
Like, yeah.
Also, why is this news? Vikings in the
it's a Norse mythology. It's old as hell.
In the Assassin's Creed game I'm playing, apparently in just not Norse mythology, but just being a Dane or just being a Viking or whatever, you banged what you wanted.
Yeah.
You're a Viking.
Yep. That's the whole point of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that.
People are freaking out about it.
Well,
about him being bisexual.
Then
and stuff
they
like
don't
that,
know
of course.
history and they're homophobes because that's stupid. That's a non-story.
Yeah. Well, also Thor was a cross-dresser because he would go as a woman and go and invade other villages as a woman to hide from the giants and stuff like that. So there's lots of these stories that people are not aware of, but they think these guys are hyper masculine, and it just doesn't make any sense to be like homophobic against this.
Is there anybody in the world or group of people that still like hold up the religion of Greek gods, like, and believe it or claim they believe it? Or,
you know what I'm saying? Going in a different direction.
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Because people believe everything all
I'm
over
sure
the place.
there's a cult somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
If there's Jedi, there's definitely a cult that
You know
follows
what,
Norse
Sam?
or
Look that
Greek
up.
mythology.
Look that up and see if we can find people. That would be a good show to talk to somebody who is almost like, I've decided that I want to give my life to an older religion, like something that's antiquated religion.
It's the same concept of any religion, right? You know, that you believe in, supernatural whatever.
Hellenism. It's Hellenic polytheists worship the ancient Greek gods, including the Olympians, nature divinities, underworld deities. So yes, this is a thing.
So Hellenism.
Yeah.
And so there's
got a great name.
lot of people that are involved in this.
Better than
Karenism. Also Olympianism.
All right.
That's when you believe in Michael Phelps and his bong and his
story.
What's he doing now?
Or is it Greg Louganis?
He got depressed. I read some story on the airplane.
Yeah, he's doing ads for therapy now.
Mental health,
That's good. Maybe he and old what's his name? Terry
Ryan
Bradshaw.
Lochte?
Terry Bradshaw can get together and
Terry Bradshaw.
What's going on with Terry?
He was doing ads for
He was always depressed. Yeah,
he's had
he talked about him being after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he was really sad after they won the Super Bowl. He was in his hotel room, crying his eyes out.
Actually, he all jokes aside, if you his personal website used to be a very good resource for people that do have issues
like depression.
Terry's a good dude, man. He's on that end. I mean, I don't know. Nowadays you say this guy's a good dude. He's like, I don't know about it. That guy's a.
I think he is. I think Terry Bradshaw. I'll go out and say he's a good dude.
I think he seems like a good dude.
I've never heard anything bad about Terry Bradshaw.
What else you got?
Okay. The next story. Again, talking about Disney and WandaVision. They re-edited the ending to WandaVision. Did you guys watch the end of that and how it ends?
Never.
If it's a spoiler,
you could probably stop asking us if we've watched anything to talk about in the.
Okay, at the very end, there was a scene that they show, and it's a pan in onto a house, and in the background, they changed in the background, and it seems like Doctor Strange is visiting the house as a silhouette to show that Doctor Strange was in WandaVision, and they changed that from a couple days ago, from the original ending. It had nothing like that in it.
Why?
You remember how they changed the ending? Remember in Game of Thrones, the lady left her Starbucks coffee on the table, and they changed it a day later. That's what they did with this ending to WandaVision.
Yeah, but the Starbucks was a
gaffe.
problem.
That was a mess up.
Did they want to add this so that they could do something
to have
later?
more tie into the next Doctor Strange movie for sure?
So that
because I think Loki is going to tie into it as well.
You cannot go back after the fact and then add a little something to make the movie continue. All right? This is where I'm going to call BS on you nerds again. So let's take a movie like Shawshank.
Yeah.
You can't go back and change where the boat's at. You can't go back and...
He wasn't sanding the boat at the end.
You can't do that. You should have thought of that. Sorry. You blew it.
The boat's in the water, and he's waiting for Red as he pulls up to the beach.
You nerds can't keep going back and moving the goalposts just so you could start cramming all these dumb ideas.
I don't know. I'm reading a theory right now, and I kind of like it. It says one possibility the changes could be real-time change spawned by Loki, according to comicbook.com. The theory suggests that Loki and Sylvie from Loki have been messing with the timeline, which can change other Marvel productions, including WandaVision.
Okay, I support that then.
Yeah.
See, I do like that.
I support that. If they're building it into Loki,
Loki's changing it in real time,
and he's changing it in real time, which kind of pulls us. That's immersive. It pulls us into the storyline. Okay,
very meta.
Okay.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
I don't want to be unfair. I will support that
if that's actually what's happening.
I will fully support that. But that also sounds like somebody else super creative, and then some Hollywood execs are going to hear that theory and be like, damn it, they did it again.
Yeah.
This is better than what we thought of.
Okay, the last story, do you want me to do controversial or fun?
Fun.
Controversial.
Okay, go controversial.
Well, okay, the controversial is Legos has changed the name of Boba Fett's ship. It was originally known as Slave One, even when it was Jango Fett's ship, but now they're just naming it Boba Fett's starship on their new Legos that are associated with the Book of Fett that's coming out in Disney Plus series.
So they're just worried about the word slave.
The connotation of slave, yeah. But
it's a kid's toy. I'm all right with that.
The reason why he named it Slave One is because he was a former slave, and it was to remind him that he got over his oppressors, that he was a slave prior to that. And that's why he called his ship Slave One.
I think either way you play this, you could have been okay. I think you could have said it's Slave One, never said anything, and just let it roll. Or if you don't want the headache, you just change the name of it so you don't get the headache.
I'm okay with either way, but I can see both sides.
What do you think, T?
I think this is the problem with you guys liking baby stuff because they are.
Wow, you took the third answer with you. All right.
They're marketing this to babies. So guess what? They're like words like that and stuff. They're gonna
eliminate them.
Yeah, they're gonna take them away because they don't want babies to have that. Their parents are gonna get mad if they have a Lego ship that they're building and it's Slave One.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They don't want to
like
market
in
that.
Maisie's Kill Bill playset, it's called a vagina wagon.
Okay, the fun story was Transformers 7 is coming out, and they're gonna do the primals, which is basically, remember how in the 90s they had that one cartoon where it was the Transformers, but they were animals. Like Optimus Prime was a big gorilla, and there was a cheetah, and a raptor, and a rat.
I did not care for that.
You didn't like that?
I did not like, and I'm pro Transformers, man, all day long. I still
and Ron Perlman's gonna do the voice.
Okay, it'll be good. I still want to go back and buy that self-transforming Optimus Prime, but Andrea's fighting me every day on it.
Well, that's $700. It's still steep.
This is why it's stupid.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that the name of the bit now? This is why it's stupid.
This is stupid.
It's because
Tom, let's hear this.
All right, I have an explanation that's perfectly logical. The whole point of Transformers were, hey, look at this semi-truck. It looks like a normal semi-truck that drives around, but then it transforms into a robot.
Alien robot,
that now can walk and shoot and act, basically, do the things a human does. It has legs and arms and head, you know what I'm saying?
And it's tougher because it's metal exterior.
And then it goes back into a truck that can drive.
That humans can get inside of.
And then it drives, yes, and then the same thing with the jet. It goes from a jet to a robot, a car to a robot, it drives.
Okay. Little boys love these.
So then
I'll let you finish your story,
and
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
So then now I'm the gorilla robot, right? So I'm like, I'm a robot. Look at me. I got a head, arms, and legs. I can fight you, whatever I do, what a robot does. Well, hold on, I'm transforming into a gorilla. I got the arms and legs, and it's like, all right, well, you're basically about the same as the robot. Now you're a gorilla robot, but you're going to have the same abilities.
Yeah.
It's like before, at least the guy turns into a jet and can fly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. There is more variety of difference there.
That's why it's stupid.
What say you?
Okay. The reason why you're wrong is because in this original Transformers, when they did it, it was pre-human civilization's Earth. So they were back in prehistoric times. That's why there was a raptor, because there was no raptors around when humans were around. So that's the reason why you're wrong.
Here's why I'm right. Because then why, if it's pre-human, who are you hiding yourself from? The whole
You're
point.
hiding from the pterosaurs. What are they called?
Pterosaurs. I've got pterosaurs on my rear end.
You're hiding from the dinosaurs?
From the bad guys, basically the Decepticons, because this is like pre-Autobots versus Decepticons. This is their descendants where they predate this.
Okay, maybe I'm not a nerd enough to know the backstory of Transformers.
I didn't know they followed our creation with dinosaur robots. That's a little weird.
I assumed that the only reason they were hiding as vehicles were to hide themselves from the humans, not from the Decepticons.
Okay, can I ask you a question, EJ?
Both, yeah.
Yes, sir. In Transformer world, because I don't know enough about it, I never get as deep as you guys do. I feel like when you guys get way too deep in there, and then I feel like you lose your personalities, and then you lose how to function with actual human beings.
You're talking about like Cybertron?
So are these Transformers, are they the personality of a robot inside of an American-made, Peterbilt like truck, or did he just look at a truck and then say, I'm taking on the form of a truck?
Yes. When they got to Earth to hide from both the Decepticons and humans, they found things that were local to the area and basically went native. They used to
So what did they look
into
like?
Things that were from Cybertron.
So what do they look like in their natural form if they're not emulating
like
our
spaceships a lot? Spaceships or like space cars is what they look like when they were on Cybertron.
Ooh,
but when they came to Earth, they looked like trucks, airplanes, guns,
makes
all
sense.
That stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
And either the Decepticon or the Transformer, why couldn't they detect the other? Like, for instance, the Decepticon, why couldn't he look at the truck and be like, that's really Optimus
because
Prime.
they were robots in disguise. That's the whole point of the show.
Well, he just can't.
Yeah, but I'm saying you didn't have the technology to like, scan it or be like, that's not a Peter Belcher.
Well, they had the technology to be just as good at hiding as at finding.
All right.
And then you look at it, and you're looking at it, and you're like, wait a minute, that car's driving itself. There's no kid driving that car.
Yeah, and I also feel like there's an answer for everything. Like when I question religion, you're like, that's what I believe in.
Yeah,
nerd
movies are very much like religion.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. Like,
the two things,
believe whatever the hell. I don't care.
The two things I've learned the most about like nerds and religion here are lots of fat people.
You're right.
Fat bearded.
Yeah, fat people love religion, man. They love it. They love it. They're like, I could eat anything I want. I'm going to heaven.
Fast.
Oh, okay. Great segment today. You know what? This is a good one. You know, last week I said you did a bad one. This is a great one. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really had fun today.
Plug some stuff, my friend.
My wife's MyCon is going to be in August, the 28th. It's going to be at the Wyndham Resort. I'm actually remembering this whole stuff now. That's crazy.
Nice.
What's going on?
Yes, it's good. And then you can sign up to do a booth. You can, right, if you want to be a vendor.
Pabone was supposed to be there, but he pulled out. So I don't know what that is all about. But
I'm sure
my wife said that.
You didn't have to give that information.
Put him on blast.
Maybe something came up. My God.
Yeah, maybe he had a death in the
my
family.
My wife said, don't mention it. And I'm like, no, you're not the boss of me. You don't tell me what to do in my segment.
Yeah,
Daniel, ask me how I'm doing today.
How are you doing today?
My wife got hemorrhoids. I don't know what's up. Weird. Why? No reason.
This is fun just to be ruined. You know how fun it is to ruin stuff.
All right, EJ. We'll talk to you next
love
week.
You guys.
All right,
later,
we love
bye,
you too. All right, get out of here. I'm gonna get the Zoom off of you. Okay, well,
we're gonna go. Bye. Welcome back to a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
Dan.
So this UFC fighter, he bet on himself, but he lost.
Yeah, lost in a split decision.
Ooh, it's worse to lose in a decision.
Okay, so apparently what happened was Christina's saying he bet all of his purse and his coach's purses, then lost it in a decision and removed his team's ability to get any payday. Okay.
Ooh,
well, they must have agreed to it, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like you're like,
hey,
Tom, I'm taking your money and doing this. They must have been all pretty confident.
Yeah.
Or at least drunkenly hyped up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. The team must have known, and they must have all been like, screw it, let's bet, we'll win.
It'd been like a motivational, type of deal.
I wonder what they bet his entire purse. What was a purse?
Yeah, I don't know.
It said nearly $25,000.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot. And man,
what is that? What he, what would? Okay, let me ask you this: was he betting what he would have won had he won, or is he betting?
I think he bet like his guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money.
Maybe, unless I'm wrong, because then if not, then you're really screwed.
Yeah, well, then you're in a hole. Yeah, then you're betting stuff you're coming out of pocket.
It seems like it makes sense to me that you would bet what you were guaranteed. That way, if you lost, it's just even now.
Right.
But that's a lot of training and the whole fight.
Well, you did it for free then.
Yeah.
That's it was like rough. A charity case then at that point.
Makes losing, because I always feel like at least for all these fighters and boxers and everything, like it sucks to lose, but you're walking away with money to fight, right? And most of them have guaranteed. I think when you like UFC, I don't know what it is, but every fighter is a guarantee.
It's a decent amount, yeah.
And so at least you're like, all right, whatever, I got this money. But when you don't, lose and no money.
The UFC thing, what's the next big? Because I was talking about this last week. See, UFC to me now is so regular. Like every Saturday night you get a whole new pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's so like a regular thing I view that it's like I don't know what's even the big game. It might as well be any Orlando City match. I'm like, who are they playing? Oh, Atlanta United. Okay, great. It's just like
they've turned it into a regular sporting event,
which is okay. Do you think the day of the the big UFC, like, because there were times when you wanted these elite fighters, the best of the best, to fight, and it kind of seems like now.
Well, McGregor's fighting next Saturday. That's probably the next big one.
I don't think is that a UFC fight?
Yeah.
So it is a UFC. Okay. Okay.
That will be probably a hugely popular thing, but the problem is last time he fought, didn't he lose? And it's kind of like you don't have that undefeated champ with this talking Matt S. and is like.
Is it a title fight at all, or is
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
Yeah, I don't think it is either, because he's an older, not as good fighter anymore, right?
Well, I just think the competition is so good, and I'm no professional. I don't know,
It seems like it changed rapidly.
Yeah, because they're all the best of the best, and their skills are so good that any of them could lose at any time.
Right.
And that therefore you don't get this long reigning champion that's not been, they can't be beat.
Right.
It's like everybody can be beat. It makes competition really good. You
want if you like the fighting, it's going to be very good.
You want that in every other sport, but I don't think in boxing and in UFC you want there to be someone that's the best of the best that can't be beat, because that builds you're watching the fight for them to be beat.
Yeah, you are.
I
love it when teams go on runs. Aspect. Yeah, it makes it a little bit more fun.
It's why wrestling usually has a champion for so long, because it builds the drama.
Absolutely, and then people are like, "Is he going to lose? Is he ever going to lose?" Yeah, I mean that's.
And unfortunately, reality now doesn't offer. You have to have it staged like wrestling for that to happen.
Right.
You know? And every once in a while, they'll bring in someone that they want to make a grandiose champion, like your Brock Lesnar's or whatever. But they get beat eventually. There's always some guy that could beat them. Yeah. I don't think there's an unbeatable human anymore.
No, I don't
in any real fighting sport.
Well, because the sports are so large now. You watch a lot of UFC, right?
Yeah.
Do you like ladies UFC more than men's? Yeah, the ladies
They're
UFC.
Scrappier.
Yeah, it's good.
And they tried to have what's her name that retired, but she was a superstar and she kind of.
Oh, you're talking about Ronda
Rousey? Yeah.
Well, she had a nice run, but then once somebody got her number.
Yeah. And then they tried.
Her number.
And then it was like Cyborg for a while.
Well, Amanda Nunes is not getting beat.
Yeah, Nunes is holding tight. Like she's the new.
I don't know anyone that can beat her.
Yeah, she's the new kind of.
Well, Felicia beat her.
Amanda Nunes?
No, she did not.
No, I don't think so.
No, she did not.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nunes is the current champion, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I think she has 2 belts, dude.
With the Modelo commercials, yeah.
Is that the person Felicia lost against? No.
Felicia's lost a couple.
The last 2, Felicia's lost.
Who was the girl, the tall...
She did go all 5 rounds with Amanda, but she did not beat her.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
So it went to a decision. No, that was a Cyborg, wasn't it?
I think both, right?
You know what we have?
Yes.
We were talking about this earlier and how our memories are all S.
Yeah,
and it does make me feel better to know that we all are all over the place memory-wise. It makes me feel a little more comfortable.
So Amanda Nunes was the fight with Felicia that it went to a decision. And
Amanda currently holds the bantamweight and featherweight belts.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
she's pretty bad.
And she hasn't been beaten yet.
No.
Okay. Well, that's
good.
something.
Yeah, that's a good one to look forward to.
Although chances are she's going to be beat.
Somebody's coming for her.
Yeah. But that's what builds the
I
drama.
like fighting champions too. I like it when they do fight.
I
was thinking about the Conor McGregor deal. Is he fighting, you feel like, to get fully back into it? Or is he fighting because he knows that he needs to fight in order to get that little...
I think he's just trying to stay relevant.
Yes. Right. Thank you. It's not about the fight.
He's got to sell that proper 12.
Yeah. Thank you. It's not about the fight. He's got something else he's working on, too. I forget what it is, but there's another business.
Yeah.
A big business that he's got.
He's going to fight one of these YouTubers, too, later on, get a big payday. He's kind of the white Mayweather. He's just like... kind of sticking your face in the fact that he's manipulating the business and he's still popular and even though he loses, it doesn't even matter. People are still love him and hate him. It's still like that's what he's selling.
Yeah.
And he's playing it perfectly. Like he's adding a little wrestling, a little 90s radio show, like that kind of thing. It's basically a character, I think, at this point. Like it's become his character and he's just playing it.
It's almost in a weird way, kind of not phoning it in, but you're like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like you're not trying to fight to be the champ anymore. You're fighting to
make the most money.
Yeah, just
to be popular.
Yeah, or just like just to survive. Or at least keep. What I mean by that, I mean, obviously the guy's going to survive. He's a multimillionaire, if not a billionaire. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean.
To keep his reputation, to keep his fame, so that he can keep doing things like this.
Yeah.
And it's weird because remember,
it's one of the only sports I think you can do that. You can't do that in football. It's not like you can be like, well, I'm only doing this.
Well, it's a TAO. It's not individual. Yeah,
right. No, but I'm saying, like, you can't even do that in golf.
No.
Like, you can't be like, I'm going to, no, you can't just screw
well,
around.
Winning doesn't matter, yeah.
You got to be the best.
There's an element of wrestling in this entertainment, the fighting entertainment. Yeah. Speaking of that, like, remember when
doing in NASCAR?
The whole concussion thing, like, in the early 2000s, it was, like,
I
real
like
heavy.
Even, like, mid-2000s when they were talking about kids' sports and
and then
helmets.
It seemed like there was this push away from the old, like in boxing got brought into an MMA, even though boxing is way worse on your head than MMA.
Yeah.
But it was like there was this push to really like, hey, is this barbaric? Like, what are we doing here? And then people like. It seems like all humans are animals, and there's a certain amount of us that likes the violence and the like that kind of thing.
Oh, we love violence.
Yeah, and we pushed back on it. We're like, we want this.
And it'll never be totally phased out of our society.
Even
right?
the kid sport thing, it was like it exploded. Because it was a hot story and it was sensationalized and everybody got scared, and everything's back to normal. You don't hear anything now.
Because it does make logical sense. You're like, well, what are you doing? Like, come on, you're hurting all your brains here. Like, this is all just for entertainment. Yeah. What do you do? But we're like, no, we like it. We do. We like it.
Yeah, we do.
But they've changed the rules in football and they made it safer and they, it was, it's way different. And then the MMA thing, from all the stuff I've read, it's like, yes, you shouldn't fight a certain amount of time if you do get knocked unconscious or, it's like, but then after that, it seems to be fine. You know what I'm saying? They've done the studies that they keep them reasonably safe.
I don't know how I got in here into this YouTube hole, but there's a channel, and it must have been because I looked up something. We must have been talking MMA when Seth was in here. And then I on YouTube, I Googled something or searched something MMA. It pulled up this particular cage fighting group. And there's hundreds of thousands of people subscribe to this channel. And it is a cage that this guy's built in his backyard in some mud yard.
Okay.
And it's got pieces of plywood around it with people's names that have been stenciled that are champions. And these people, it's sanctioned, within their
backyard UFC.
It is like backyard, but there are rules. They take it seriously. They're polite. They're respectful. But it's literally just chain link fence, plywood, and then you got different mismatches. You had this one little black guy with dreads, and then he's like, hey, I'm Baby Hulk from Kentucky, and then this old man walks out, and he's like, and I'm the old man from Louisiana, and then they started fighting, and the old man beat Baby Hulk's.
Really?
I mean, this old man beat the F out of this kid, and then they both hugged, and the guy's like, you are the champ, old man. He's like, you gave me a good fight, Baby Hulk, and they're talking to each other, and it's not wrestling, and it's not MMA, but it's extremely fun to watch because it's normal people and they know how to fight because they have local gyms. Yeah, so they're trained. They're just not.
They're called street beefs.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Street beefs? Oh, get on that street beef, Sam. I'm telling you.
I'm looking at it now.
You guys look at me like I'm the weirdo. I think that I'm the coolest person here. I got the Crocs. I got the
Satan's
Jibbits.
backyard.
Satan's backyard. That's exactly what it is. You're on the right spot.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's got the plywood.
Look, I got Baby Hulk right here.
Show Tom with Baby Hulk. Baby Hulk's ripped.
Is it totally real fighting?
Yes, 100% real.
Or is there any besides from the characters? It's just real fighting.
Yeah, they have names.
Look at this.
They have names.
Baby Hulk versus Viking. That's what I'm watching.
No, Viking wins.
This guy's tall.
Viking beats the hell out of Baby Hulk.
Or maybe Baby Hulk's just a little short guy.
No. Hold on. Baby Hulk wins that one. He beats the hell out of Viking. Viking's a very quiet man.
Viking is a thin man.
But you can tell he's got reach and he
does have reach.
He's strong. But Baby Hulk beats the hell out of him.
And this is just internet thing, right?
Yeah.
They're just rolling around on the grass.
But it's thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people watching it. And the thing, I think why I liked it is...
I'm going to start watching this.
Sam, it's really good. Because they don't it's not like bum fights where you feel like somebody's getting taken advantage of.
Yeah,
You know, like some guy's doing this because he doesn't have any money. That's somebody's dad that's like literally wasting away on the streets and you're taking advantage of.
Yeah.
No, this is more
He's
like
mentally ill.
These are just
Stop punching
guys that like it's almost like Fight Club.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's very much sanctioned, and I like the idea that they do have a belt and they have championships, and the guy goes over when you win, he spray paints your name on the thing, and you keep the belt, and you can defend it, and
it makes sense. This would pop up. The internet makes everything. It's like
podcasting to radio as backyard or Satan's backyard is to UFC.
Yeah.
It's like direct to consumer. These guys are getting rich off of YouTube. Probably they got rich off of me. I watched that thing
Was
for
the
2
old
hours.
man old Bruce Lee?
Old Bruce Lee. Old Bruce Lee is the
Old Bruce
man.
Lee versus
Still got
Black Hulk.
Yeah, no, old Bruce Lee, and then when he gets done, everybody's like, "You still got it, old Bruce Lee." He's like, "Yeah, I do."
Oh no! Somebody actually made these characters in the UFC video game. They recreated these Street Beefs people.
I'm telling you, you gotta get on the Street Beefs.
Oh, I'm in.
Sam, do you think you can reach out and see if whoever the commissioner or whoever's idea this is? I'd love to interview him.
This will only work until old Bruce Lee dies of a brain aneurysm, right?
That was my question. That was my
Yeah,
question. How do you would have to have some sort of,
most likely
protect yourself from suing somehow, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to get sued if someone dies. Someone's going to sue, but it also, though, the likelihood of someone dying is, I feel, statistically rare. Even though if there's some sort of
they're really MMA fighting. This isn't like a free for all where you can just pick up like knives. It's a real MMA fight.
If there's a ref that stops it after the person gets knocked unconscious or whatever,
there's a ref.
Keeps people from kneeing each other in the head, like super dangerous things, then this is perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty fun because it's almost like you're getting to watch it before it got all of the, before it became you only have to wear Reebok and you got to walk into this and you can't do like these guys get to talk trash.
I like this.
There is I would say watch it with your sons. All these completely inappropriate.
Yeah. Too violent.
But you will very much enjoy this show because it's like the best parts of old school MMA. But then I think they really try to fight, and they also try to represent their gyms. So my idea was to get you watching this, and then we're gonna send Seth. Satan's backyard on behalf.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and we send him there as their own character or whatever. Yeah.
And then he fights. Yeah, Mr. Disease or hypochondriac.
He could clean. I mean, do you think he could beat every one of these guys?
They're all amateur MMA guys.
Yeah, but I think. I don't know. Seth still got it.
I think he could take old man Bruce Lee. Slightly racist name, too.
Is he Asian or no?
He's not. I don't think he is.
Oh, then maybe it's not.
They just do it because he does a really good Asian guy impression.
I was thinking about the UFC, and like Crystal can't watch it because and it's not really about the initial knockout. And I kind of agree with her with this. And I feel like there's a way to stop this, although I've heard the argument like these guys are like they're trained to go 100% until the ref pulls them off. Like they're
you mean when they're continuing?
Yeah, you're not supposed to stop unless they stop you.
But I feel like this is bad marketing for UFC because my wife can't watch this, and I do grimace every time. It's when the person gets knocked out, and then they're unconscious on their feet, and then they totally fall down. They're like their arms are stiff, know that, and then
know who you are.
But the person runs, and as soon as they hit by the way, they land on the ground hard with their head. Mm-hmm. The person's immediately hammer fisting them straight in the face over and over, and then it's like, and the guy's obviously unconscious. Like he was unconscious before he hit the ground.
But there's got to be something completely satisfying about punching someone unconscious 3 times in the face.
No, but it's hard to watch.
No, it is.
No, you're like, oh God, he's already lost.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but if there was somebody unconscious in this couch right here, you said, "Hey, Dan, walk over there and punch that unconscious old man 3 times in the face," you won't get into trouble. Just tell me what it feels like. There's got to be something, or at least just slap him. It's got to feel good.
But they straight up.
Oh, they're doing the monkey wax.
Monkey whack hard, and the person's unconscious, and then it's something horrible to watch. Like he's not even responding. Like he's dead, and you're punching a dead body. And I'm like, oh my god! Like, can't they do something?
They gotta have quicker refs.
They do.
Yes. Like tell the ref once the guy is unconscious, falling over, just
but you don't because you don't want to be that guy where he's like you're monkey hammering this guy's face. And he's unconscious, and then you stop after one monkey fist, right? And then I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, I got you.
They should implement like whistles.
Oh, whistle tits got whoa.
Because otherwise you literally have to get physically in front of the fighter for them to see that you're calling it off.
They're blind with rage and their ears are their ears are messed up.
Their ears are messed up.
They're cauliflower ears that can't hear nothing. They're also they're CTE crazy.
Whistle like a missile go woot woot.
A lot of them are just like fighting wild animals.
Well, the refs are old fighters and they're really dumb. Like too dumb to fight anymore.
That's the one part of the UFC that I feel like if they didn't have that, it wouldn't be as perceived as violent as it is. It's like the initial knockout usually isn't that bad. Some of them are bad, but
it's just the fisting afterwards.
It's the fisting on the dead body.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can't be fisting the dead bodies, man. It's like it's too much.
In the face.
Right. That monkey fisting. Yeah, that's what I call it.
It's just I feel like if they eliminated that.
I'm with you on that.
Who likes that? If you like that, you're a psycho.
Oh, no, I don't like watching it.
No. I don't think anybody does.
I don't even like people passing out and not being hit. Like when I see somebody pass out, and I passed out a couple of weeks ago, but like that video of Sabrina at American Combat Club where she gets choked out, and when she's like,
when someone's unconscious.
And like when I'm watching that, I'm like, oh, you killed her! You killed her!
When they're twitching back awake, I don't even mind the initial knockout. In fact, like there's something almost a little bit like evolutionary satisfying about the fight.
It's like
the
popping
knockout.
bubble wrap when I see a person get knocked out.
Well, it's like you'll watch the boxing highlights or the UFC highlights of the best knockouts, and you're like, oh wow, like, but it's the hammer fist in the face on the dead body. Like that's too far, and no one should like that, and they should figure out a way to stop that.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
But I know it's pretty hard because
they don't. You know what? They don't really do that too much in this backyard version because this is a little more aggressive. And they're using the small gloves, you know? Well, gloves at all.
Maybe because there's a little bit of professional wrestling that these guys will lay off after they, hit someone, they knock them out.
I will say that
I just watched a guy get the crap.
I will say it does seem like they do have respect. So somebody's in charge because there are rules and people seem to respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something's in place.
Well, this is not breaking the rules, and they tell you and they train you to never stop punching because the person could get back up or whatever. But it always is like, man, it's pretty obvious you're just punching a dead body. Like it's like you're hitting him in the face and he's not even moving his hands. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that
you're moving his body like you're kicking like you're kicking a blanket across the floor.
But I know then people are yelling at me. They're like, you don't understand the training. These people are
put them in a body bag, Johnny.
If they're trained to never stop. They're but I'm like. Couldn't they just tell that he was not?
Well, they have to make sure.
Like you're hitting him.
You have to make sure, right? It's
sometimes they hit him like 3 times.
Well, they have to make sure. Just in like the Assassin's Creed video game, if I go on a murder, like I've got a guy I got to assassinate.
Yeah.
And I assassinate him. I've already killed the guy, slit his throat, right? With my my ninja knives. And then they'll write you. They'll be like, you got to confirm the kill. So you got to walk up to the body and take a dagger out. Then you got to plunge the dagger into him. Pull the dagger out, plunge it back in, pull it out. Okay, he's really dead.
Yeah. I could tell. Like, look at him.
Yeah, that's right. But then he wakes up. Next
thing
you know, he's burning your
these
village
guys
down.
And girls are clearly knocked out, but they do actually try and get back up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta have an official actually.
Well, that's one of my favorites is the get up while you're knocked out, and then they walk in circles until they fall down again.
Terrible.
Yeah. I like that one.
And you're like, oh my God, his brain injury.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it's like, oh, he doesn't. His brain is swollen.
If you think this is funny, wait till you see him trying to eat again.
Like, like he will not be a grandpa that remembers things.
I'm not a grandpa that remembers things.
I know, right?
I'm not even a grandpa yet. I'm a dad, and I don't remember nothing.
All right, bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're going to jump into your voicemail messages right now. If you'd like to leave us one, couple ways to do that. 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's 1-844-TOM-N-DAN. You can leave us a voicemail message that way. Super duper easy. I check those about once a week or twice a week. You can also get our free app with all of our content on there, including all of these Corporate Time shows, all of our uncensored Friday free shows, and the BDM shows that we do just for members. You can sign up to be a BDM member at tomanddan.com. All right. I want to put these in order so I make sure. Let's try this one.
Tom and Dan and Sam and Trav. Hey guys, it's Kenny, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure other people love it too. But when Sam impersonates Tom's kids and is like, I can't do nothing, it's so friggin' hilarious to me. So I don't know, Swervy. I'd love for you to make a cartoon out of it. I'd love for more impersonations of Sam doing Tom's kids and what they have to say. It's probably one of the best things on ACT. All right, love you guys.
They
Bye.
can do things. Tom just
don't
protects
want-
them.
They just
I
don't
think you
want
don't
to,
want
yeah.
them to do things. You want to keep
No,
them
they don't-
perfect forever.
You want to baby them.
They don't want to do nothing. I tell them, I'm like, do something. You gotta do something. I'm like, swimming, karate, something.
Swimming,
I'm like, we
karate,
don't want to do nothing. Then I'm like, well, I'm gonna pick something, and then it's gonna be horrible. But then they call my bluff, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do nothing.
Well, that's where they get it. There it is.
Oh,
That was it.
And I'm like, well, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
We're all just going to sit here and do nothing then.
Jeez.
Dude, you got to fix that, man. That's hilarious.
Well,
Who's better?
are you telling me I have to do something?
Who's better at doing nothing? Tommy or Max? Who's the king of nothing?
Well, it depends because they both don't want to do nothing.
I want Maisie to do nothing. That's what I want.
Max likes video games more than Tommy, but Tommy just likes sitting and staring into
Yes,
nothing.
that's what I like to do.
Like this morning, I made them breakfast or whatever, and I turned on X-Men. I turned on I pushed play
the
or whatever.
old school 90s X-Men?
And then Tommy walked over to the TV. He's like, I do not want to watch TV. He turned it off and then went and ate his egg sandwich in silence. Max and
Is he okay?
I don't know. I was like, I'm going to work. And then I took off.
What? Tommy's like acting like your papa.
Yeah,
I got a lot of doctor's appointments today.
Yeah. So
You're 7 years old, man.
he just wanted to eat his egg sandwich in silence. And then I was like, all right.
Maybe he's upset about something.
Oh, I know.
You gotta talk
no
to
way
your
know.
kids.
No way to know. The guy you don't talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah.
No, let's try. Well, this one came through, and it sounds like this person is very young.
Tom, Dan. So I was listening to the OG show, and you guys were talking about when you were finding your dad's pornos and all that kind of stuff. I do OnlyFans, and I was wondering, what would you do if you found out your kid did OnlyFans, like, or if someone you knew did like an OnlyFans?
Well,
Thanks.
sign up, apparently. They know somebody that
Well,
has
not
a
my
The first
kid,
thing
no.
I'd do is I'd buy them an Elgato Stream Deck. Perfect for streamers to make those cuts and all of those different little nuances you have for your stream a blast. It's Elgato, #1 in streaming.
I will reply with the most logical answer I could come up
Well, you
with.
got 2, so more than likely, even though I think it would be easier for my daughter to do it, because I would imagine that majority of the people doing OnlyFans are ladies.
Or the more successful
Or
ones.
couples. I think it goes ladies, couples, guys. Probably.
Yeah. Also, okay, so first, the answer, if I found out any of my friends were doing it, I'd immediately look at it.
Yeah.
With Daniel. And me and Daniel would look at it every day.
Is there anybody that you would not look at?
My mom, my sister.
Well, other than family.
Yeah, but he's
no.
speaking for himself,
Okay.
too, because I would look at both of those.
And I'd look at Daniel, if Daniel's wife was doing it,
Yeah,
I'd look
yeah,
at it.
yeah.
Now, I'd tell Daniel, actually.
Yeah, he would tell me.
Only on the show as a joke, but it'd be real.
Would
I'd
you
do
look
that
at
sometimes.
if my mom were still living? Would you look?
At your mom's over
Yes.
there?
If she were living,
You know, I'm going to say
I would be okay
yes.
with you. Yeah, that's it. You know why? Because he's not a liar. I used to work with a bunch of guys that would lie because they thought that these type of questions, these hard-hitting,
made them bad people.
Made them bad people. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you, in fact, it makes you a bad person to lie about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
curiosity of looking, a lot of things,
looking at it like
But I signed up. I paid the money, which actually I look at as supporting that person.
Yeah.
Because
you're instrumental in their success.
Well, that's how I rationalize it,
Right.
And then with my sons, honestly, because I imagine that who knows what in the future. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of this stuff, even more than now. But I would ask them first. It depends on how young they are. I would be like, well. I've made a lot of decisions, but it's kind of like.
You going to freak out?
No, because I was about to say, I'd give them the advice of like, hey, you may not want to do this because, 22-year-old you is going to be different when you're 32 and 42 and you look back at this and you want these living on the internet.
45 to 35 to 25 for me, all different. All different.
Yeah, but the thing is that I've done a lot of stuff on video that it's embarrassing and stuff. And someone was, I think Zach from Ohio got a copy of the Counterparts DVD.
Yeah.
And then he was like, and they're all talking about, by the way, I found a whole case of them in our storage unit. And I was like, well, I'm putting this back in. Like, don't want this out there. But anyway, I would say that stuff, like, it is kind of embarrassing a little bit.
Are you
but
going to let your boys watch that?
It'll never hurt my future. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're not running for office or anything.
Yeah. Or it hasn't yet, but it's like because of my career.
You're
or
already married, so that's fine.
It doesn't, and there's nothing.
You're not going to get into politics.
Yeah, but if
I could.
But that's gone out the window now. Like, I don't even think that'll even hurt you. And I think the future, everybody's going to have some sort of nudity or embarrassment or things they shouldn't have said on the internet, because that will be, once everybody ages out, where literally the entire population of the world grew up at the time of social media, right? That will be a time. Yeah. Then I think it will become normalized, and going back and looking at people's stuff on the internet won't be a thing. Like, everybody will have nudes or fake nudes or whatever, or everybody is going to say something stupid or consider racist or something, and we'll all together as a society be like, well, if you did it when you were a young adolescent, we'll forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. More than we do now, right? Because we're hypocrites now, because the old people that grew up without social media are looking down at these people making bad decisions and saying, look what you did, you're a bad person. But they don't think about anything that they did. Like, imagine if social media was around when they were 20 years old or 19 or something. Yeah. There would be video of you doing the exact same stuff, probably worse.
Well, there are Polaroids in boxes in people's attics of their mom and dad that they don't know about, that their mom and dad have hidden up there that are from years ago. I mean, that. It doesn't matter what device you have, whether it be an old camera or whether it be a phone. People are going to take pictures of their naked bodies and share them.
But I will say, though, I will tell them, like, is it worth it for the money? Like, if you're only making hundreds of dollars a month, this may not be worth it to put all this stuff out there, right?
Yeah.
If you're making $10,000 a month,
then
it's worth it.
Like,
money makes things worth it. It's like, so are you making a mistake by putting all this stuff out there that you may not want out there in 20 years for no money? If you're doing it for life-changing money or for an opportunity to do something, then it's all the logic for me, right? So whatever makes logical sense.
Yeah, you'll sit down and have that talk.
There's nothing right or wrong about anything. It's just like, is this the right decision for you?
Tommy, we sat down, we had a talk, and you and me and your mother have decided that we support you, and I'm buying you a green screen.
Because I don't think we even live in a society now that, like, if you have nude pictures or sex tapes or any of the stuff, besides, even in politics, really, I don't even think it matters
Not
that
as
much.
Not as much.
Like,
no.
Honestly, Trump changed that. Like,
He did. Yeah.
This guy got to be the president with all this stuff in his background and all this ridiculous stuff he did.
It doesn't matter.
And that kind of paved the way for you to be whatever the hell you want now.
I'm going to try and
embarrassing stuff on the internet.
I'm going to try and rocket through these because I know you're probably sick of hearing these, Tom. But here.
Yo, BDM Neil here. Tom, for being a man that doesn't care about stuff, for being so calm and you hate awkward situations, why do you care about Crocs, bro?
Okay, we got that
Yeah,
one.
I brought that point up.
People don't understand your problem.
It's because he thinks it's nerdy.
I'm going fast. I'm going fast.
Okay, Tom, here's a possible thing that you can shut down as well for your feet. It's not Crocs. It's not really shoes. You remember Sperry's boat shoes? It's not them, but Sperry's makes a rubber shoe Croc Sperry that's like some sort of combination of Crocs and Sperry's.
Yeah.
So your feet could breathe maybe and not get too hot. Or you say your feet make all shoes stink. Wear socks, ding dong.
With flip-flops?
I do like the ding dong. They make flop socks. Ross used to have a pair of them.
Also, I don't
want
want
to split toe.
Put on socks. The shoes make they're heat muffs to me. They make my feet hot enough, so I don't want to put socks on. They make them more hot.
Yeah, here's another one.
And
Tom Van, listen up. I got a question, and I want to clear something up about a previous message that I left for you about wearing Crocs and having cracked heels. I wasn't trying to endorse that the Crocs would actually heal your cracks, but they will conceal the cracks.
Okay, there's tons. There are thousands of these messages.
But it's the cracks that bother me. I don't care about hiding them. Obviously, I'm wearing sandals, and everybody's looking at my cracks.
I don't look at your cracks.
I mean, and then like my weird black toe, and
let me see it.
It's almost gone. It's just the top now.
Yeah, it's getting better. It just looks dirty. It just makes your feet look dirty.
Yeah, which is
fine.
it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Sometimes I'm like, I'm no businessman.
Oh my God! Sometimes I get out of the shower.
Is that when you're eating your eggs with Tommy, just sitting there?
Sometimes I get out of the shower and I look into the mirror. Like, this is true. I get out of the shower, I look into the mirror, and I'm dripping wet. I'm going to get my towel. I grab my towel and I look into the mirror, and I'm just looking at myself, and I'm like, look at how blanking disgusting you are. No one likes you. No one ever has. You're just a hack. You're not funny. You're not attractive. You're not even short enough to be an M word for little people. What are you? No one knows. Why don't you get back in that shower and kill yourself?
Oh my God.
That's what it feels like.
We're making Butler laugh.
Oh, they love it.
What does that mean about Butler?
They love it.
He laughed the hardest when I screamed, "I'm no businessman." I heard him in there.
He has. You know what he's doing in there, right? He's got his earbuds and he's watching soccer.
What happened?
He's watching Copa America. No, he's watching the Euros.
What happened to hiding your mouth and laughing by yourself when you laugh? Oh! So you did it on purpose so I could hear him.
Yeah,
he did.
Anyway.
And he gets compliments now from his family who listens to the show, and they're like, "Oh, I heard you in the background, donkey laughing." He did it again.
Anyway, let's play another voicemail.
Okay, let's try. I have to eliminate all these Crocs. I had them all. I'm sick of them now. I'm just
so many people.
Hey, people love Crocs, dude. I'm telling. No, people enjoy the shoes. They really do love
They're ride
the
or
shoes.
die for the Crocs.
They really are, man.
Okay.
Did you see the thread where people are sending me pictures of their Crocs? Dirty Crocs, clean Crocs, gay Crocs, straight Crocs, black Crocs, green Crocs, pink Crocs. All kinds of Crocs. And they want the gibbets, dude. They want custom Tom and Dan gibbets.
Everybody is calling in and telling me solutions to problems I don't even have because
you were talking about how your feet stink and how your heels are cracked and how you're sick of flip-flops.
Well, okay. I'm just saying I like wearing flip-flops only. I don't want to wear shoes. They're too hot. I don't want to wear Crocs. I don't like them. I think they're nerdy. So then my whole thing was, what flip-flops can I use that are actually won't make my feet hurt?
You need prescription flip-flops, ortho heel. You need to go to a podiatrist.
And that seems like the most logical answer is you need some sort of orthopedic flop.
Yeah,
that has a high arch and some other, because people. I
had a pair that Andrea got me for my back. This is years ago, and I was heavier too, way heavier. She got me orthopedics that I had to They were like, these are the arch of these flops is so high you have to wear for the first week. You have to wear them for only 1 hour a day, or you will hurt your feet. Because it was like
train your feet.
Yeah, they're like you will not be. And sure enough, I was like, I'll do like an hour 20. I'm like, ah.
I don't want that.
And then eventually, once I got used to it, then they actually felt good. They felt really, really good. But they look like Forrest Gump sprays.
Because I just assumed, like, I buy Olakais, they're like $130 or whatever, and so I thought that was the of the crop.
Well, it is, but I mean,
Macho
like,
Man.
I can buy.
Is there anything better than Olakai that's considered brand better?
Well, but okay, hold on.
Sperry's?
You're in the wrong lane. Olakai is a premium brand flip-flop, not necessarily an orthopedic or correctional or a medical flop.
So it's just...
You need a medical flop.
Yo, I just found these grass flops. You should get these.
Grass flops?
What?
No, he needs a medical flop.
No, come on. That's just some garbage. That's some Halloween garbage.
That's like the remember the flip-flops that had golf spikes on the
Feels
bottom?
like you're walking on grass.
No, golf spikes on the bottom, like a Jimmy Buffett joke.
Talk about stink. If that grass will absorb the
they
stink.
have fish slippers.
No.
He had a pair
you
of
put
those.
your feet in
the fish. Yeah, I think he had a pair of those.
Stupid. Yeah.
They're called trouts.
I just don't want, because I want it to look cool, and the people are like, oh, that guy's wearing some expensive flip-flops. He's rich.
But then people are going to look at your ugly feet.
Wait a minute. I thought you didn't care what people thought. So the only reason you buy Olakai is so people look at your feet and go, oh, this guy's got on $80 flip-flops?
Well, business-wise.
So you think wearing flip-flops makes you look good business-wise?
No.
You need to wear jet black Ralph Lauren plastic chaps business shoes, no socks, and the same outfit you have on right now. Okay, can I tell a story? Can I tell a story? Can I be mean? Can I be mean?
Hold on, let me explain to
There used to be a
Samantha.
person that worked here that thought black shoe could only wear black shoes and would wear like black plastic business shoes every day, even with shorts. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with you? I just made you spit your drink out. He did. I'd be like, why are you wearing those as shorts? Like, why are you wearing black business shoes with your bathing suit? What is wrong with you? You know what I'm talking about.
What?
Well, everybody does, because
not everybody does.
There's only been one other person.
Not everybody does. But these are funny
no, that's
stories.
Not true. There were two people.
These are funny stories, and this person would wear black pointy. They're black pointy business shoes with shorts. You okay, buddy?
So, I'll explain to Samantha.
Yeah.
My feet hurt every day because I wear flip-flops.
Mm-hmm.
But and I understand it's not the best for business. Like, when I show up, there is like, oh, what is this guy? You know, like,
God, here
this guy's on vacation. He's in his flip-flops.
Yeah.
Who is this?
So, to counteract that a little bit, I try to at least
class up your
display
flip-flop.
that I'm wearing the most premium flop. To be like,
flop.
well, at least they're expensive, so that's a little better business, I guess.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You won't hurt my feelings because you've already done that every day this week. If I wear my Crocs with you on said business meeting, am I embarrassing for wearing the Crocs?
No, because I be like, this is the clown.
Oh.
And then
that's your role.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
The person in charge of the business, they're like, oh yeah, they need a clown.
I'm glad
I understand that there's the entertainment.
I'm glad you brought along a Class A Galifianakis to poke fun at the entire time.
They understand that, it's an entertainment show, so there has to be a clown.
Yeah.
And then
he's the dumb one that'll just say anything, right? And will follow you blind into the depths of hell. That's him.
Should I reach out to Chris Kampmeyer about an interview again?
Do it.
It was like years ago he didn't want to do it because something was happening.
But now he's got a Corvette.
Yeah.
Looks
He may do it now.
Yeah, now he looks like he's party dude.
Or maybe you won't.
Do we have to? We have to get out of here, don't we?
Get out.
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. Go to YouTube and search out Tom and Dan Live. Like and subscribe so you won't ever miss a show. We'd love for you to do that because we put a lot of time and effort into our video stream, and I stand behind it. I think it's one of the better. Speaking
of video stream, we're on.
Oh, I thought you start peeing all over.
We're on this app called Pod TV. So if you want to download it or whatever, all our streams are on there, along with other podcast streams. So
yeah, they got a bunch of stuff on there, and it just kind of rolls like a television channel, which is really cool for you. Put it on the background and roll right through.
Yep. All right. Bye.